What is up, everybody? Welcome to the God Mode channel. I am Jaso slash the DMGM, and you are all here hanging out with me tonight to play some Devils in the Details, our 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons roleplay heavy intrigue mini campaign. Say it all together at once. Who else is joining me on this fine Friday evening?
I'm Bailey, and I play Karma Tycoon, your tiefling College of Eloquence bard.
Hey, it's me, it's Luke. I play Raphael, the Aasimar Inquisitor, that is to say, Bard Warlock.
Kevin isn't here this week, so no more Nifa, but I'm Slim, and I'll be playing Cassius Auditor, an undead Pact the Tome Warlock.
Hey, I'm Kyle. I play Obige Shalun. He is best bodyguard in Halcyon. Under new management. Right, boss? Eh?
Yes.
Hey guys, I'm Amanda. I play Alloy, the Tabaxi Artificer.
Yeah.
Hey everybody, I'm Nick, and I play Vip Maxworth, a Feyfolk Ranger, Gloomstalker, and the best salesman in all the Twixt. And once again, please excuse my beloved Tobians for not being with us tonight. She's obviously preoccupied with whatever she feels is busy, more important than spending time with me, which tends to be a lot of things, but it's all good because she's still the best.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Mousy, for all of those bullion packages. We're going to have to go back through and add those at the end of our metagame investments here at the front end portion. As always, a big shout out to the character artists for our campaign. Thank you so much, Peachy Yuri and Iruichi, for not only the beautiful character art that you see around our players, but also the NPC art for this campaign. Thank you so much. So go check them out. Give them some love. I really appreciate it. We recently, over the past couple weeks, have been having a crochet critter giveaway created by Tisa over at Tisa's Crochet Critters on Etsy. And this week we were giving away a version of Cassius Auditor. He actually has his coin. Don't worry about the green screen effects. And so we had this going on all week. We had a lot of participants, so thank you all very much. And thanks for posting that link in the chat, Nick. We have a winner. And the first time I went to go check out who the winner was, they followed all the rules except for they were unfortunately located in the United Kingdom, which I have in the picture is only U.S. only, just because it's really expensive to send outside of this area. So I rolled again, and lo and behold, we have our winner. You guys may be aware of them. Mousy, you just won yourself Cassius Auditor, the Tiefling Warlock. So thank you so much for entering, and just the general support for the channel in general. You just won yourself a Cassius. I'll be messaging you and collecting whatever address you would prefer to have that shot over to. I'm crying. That's great. Good job, Mousy. So I'll be sending that your way soon. I'll get together with you soon after the stream here so we can get that done. So thank you everyone else who went ahead and entered that. If you haven't already, make sure and go check out Tisa's shop. She works really hard to make all of these critters. I do not have an announcement this week for a new critter, although she is working on one. So we're still going to be getting more, just not one this week. She had some other stuff in the queue. But make sure and just go visit her Etsy shop. Give her some love. Anyway, if you are a lover of TTRPG related things, you'll find a really cool silver dragon scale looking crochet dice bag in our shop, as well as some other really cute stuff. Like if you have kids or anything that really like some cute little animals, go check her shop out. It's got quite a few things in there, and she's going to be adding more to it as time goes on. So I really appreciate everyone who entered and supported that. So thank you so much. We recently just hit over the 1100 mark over on Twitter, so make sure you go and follow that. That's where we're doing a lot of these giveaways, and we'll be continuing to do so over the next couple weeks. Make sure and follow that so you can stay up to date on the latest news here for the God Mode channel, as well as any of the giveaways and fun stuff that we do over the weeks here. A big thank you to Warwick Gaming, Critical Veil, The Screaming Goat Tavern, I love that name, Order Entertain 2020, Talking XP, Thunkist, Zora 1510, Amniel the Invoker, and R-1426 for the follows this past week. And a big thank you to everyone for the subs, the bits, the Twitch channel rewards that you're buying. I really appreciate it. It's so awesome to have a community here of a whole bunch of people checking us out. So I really appreciate it, and it means a lot to me. We broke over our 100 sub goal and smashed that thing. I think we're like at 104 now. Can we get 120? Maybe I'm asking for too much, but that'd be awesome for any of you out there who find the content really cool and would love to subscribe. What was that?
More.
Also, guys, if you think about it, remind me, let's go check out Mozzarella Carney Sideshow at the end of the stream and see if either of them are doing some stuff so we can give them a raid. Thank you as always to Lazy, Queen Gore, Anna, Luke, Mozzarella, Aqua, Mousy, and now Carney Sideshow for being a Patreon member to our Patreon. I really appreciate that. You can go check our Patreon out. It's pretty simple, just like the Godmode channel here, patreon.com/GAWD_mode. There's all kinds of cool rewards over there. We got a digital campaign guide that'll give you tips and info about the peoples, places, and cultures of our homebrew Friday night games. I do a bi-weekly series of one-shots that's set in our homebrew world of the Twixt plane every other Sunday, so you could join in a game DM by me. And we currently have 2 players, so we still have 4 slots open, plenty of room for other people to pop in there and check it out. There's also cool physical merch that, as I was posting about on Twitter, is going to be rotating come this next month since summer is kicking in. I do seasonal merch on the Patreon, so I opened up with some spring merch, which included a cool picture of like a kind of retro-looking wizard version of me for the channel here, as well as a mini print and a bunch of stickers and a sticker pack, so you can get all that. You still have a month left, but I will be rotating that for some new stuff, and that is going to include a thematic portion of cool merch that is related to our stream here, Devils in the Details. So keep an eye out. I'll be making sure to kind of tease some of that stuff as the weeks go on here leading into the springtime. I also have a big announcement coming next month in terms of just some merch that may not be related to a Patreon, but stay tuned for more info on that. Twitch channel points if you want to interact with us, as long as you are hanging out in the chat. Even if you're just lurking, you're building up those Twitch channel points that you can use to buy cool stuff, just like Mousy did at the beginning of the stream. She bought a whole host of big bullion packages. Those bullion packages are now worth 1d4 times 10 to any of our players, so that could actually really have a big sway on things depending on where you're at in the rankings. You can get cool stuff and buy the players neat things like +1s to any of their rolls, curios, which are single-use consumable magic items for anybody, a bunch of really cool stuff that is relegated to this specific campaign regarding our sort of meta investment game that happens up at the front of each of these. And if you give the channel a follow, you'll get an immediate boost in your channel points. And if you're a subscriber, you'll get a multiplier. So plenty of ways to interact and hang out. We also use stream stickers. So if you mouse over the screen, you'll see the purple heart over here. And if you're on mobile, you can also see that down below on the right side of the chat. Just click that. There's a whole bunch of cool stickers, just like the Ooh Shiny that got slapped over here, that you can post. And there's lots of cool stuff for that. You get progression sticker rewards as you post more using bits. And you can actually help the channel unlock more custom slots so that we can put down more stuff. We also use the D&D Beyond plugin, so if you're interested in any of our characters and want to learn more about them, Karma sticker just got posted over Karma. You can make sure and just mouse over the stream. You'll see the D&D Beyond plugin probably right next to these stream stickers, and you can check out more of the characters' details, get an idea on their exact classes and abilities, stuff like that. So go check that out. Who currently has the Karma coin?
I think I do.
Amanda, you want to roll a 1d8, starting with you, going clockwise on who may get it next?
That's a 1.
Then you keep it.
Yay!
There you go. So, let's go ahead and transition over into our investments. What's up?
Somebody did Karma. Yeah, Mousy did Karma as a bitch.
Oh, I've been keeping track.
Okay, then re-roll that one more time.
8.
All right, in that case, the Karma coin transfers to Raphael.
Finally, this is the first time I think I've raw won it off of someone.
So there you
Gimme.
go.
Dumb.
I immediately use it to give Karma disadvantage on whatever she's going to try first.
You sent me 2 things on Twitter message. I'll check that out, Mousy, for sure. Thank you. So yes, last time we started our investment game, this is the game that each of the investors in our game plays. They are positioning themselves to eventually take over what is one of the big factions in our homebrew game called the Bullionaire Bastion, who is the rulers of trade, commerce, and wealth in the Twixt plane. And depending on how well they invest their bullion, whoever ends up on top at the end of this mini campaign shall find themselves the new leader / ruler of the entire faction. So each of the players are vying for that number 1 spot, and each single bullion piece, although they don't necessarily have that money on hand, it is sort of saved into their bullion investments. It still counts. Every single 1 bullion is worth 10,000 gold. So everyone here is at least a gold millionaire, so they're raking in the big bucks. Last session we had a note from the Gooderkins that really shook the game up, had a lot of players having to tie their money together and then be linked with another player opposite them on the spectrum of the rankings to invest their money and see where things ended up after that. So let's kind of go ahead and go over those results. We'll have the players invest their new amounts, and then we would jump into the game proper. So last week, you all pretty much diversified a lot of your earnings, placing a pretty fair amount into all 3 of our companies here, Mysticorp, Omega Acoustics, and Voidistries. Let's see how those turned out, despite the fact that each of the exchange forecasts predicted that all 3 of them were going to fall. So there really was no particular rhyme or reason other than maybe the sixth sense or gut instincts from the players. So starting with Mysticorp, as usual, don't worry about editing your tokens. I have the results already. Mysticorp was expected to fall, and in fact was going to fall. But strangely enough, there was some interesting shifting in the stock of Mysticorp that seemed to raise it. Just kind of came out of nowhere. Ending up with,
I wonder what could have caused that.
Ending up with Mystic getting out of a 1 to 10 a score of 7. So everyone in Mysticorp gets to double their earnings. So congratulations, everyone who put money in there. Omega, yeah, it's not bad. Omega Acoustics, what?
Karma.
Oh yeah, Karma is got some money, but she's also tied with Obese. So we'll see how that turns out. Although Obese put in a pretty fair amount to Mysticorp too. Let's see, Omega Acoustics projected to fall. Did it or did it not? Omega Acoustics was going to fall, but again, some strange tailoring in the stock saw a nice rise. Not as big as Mysticorp, but out of a 1, 2 through 10, they received a score of 6 out of 10, amplifying everyone's investments with an additional half of whatever they initially invested. So everyone got some earnings from that. Finally, Voidistries expected to fall, and did they? Yes, it wasn't a fantastic week for Voidistries. They got a score of 4 out of 10, dropping everyone's earnings in there. So,
If you fucked us.
Well, you know, some days you lose some, and some days you lose a lot.
some days you get fucked.
I believe it's called.
So, where does that put all of the players? Let's find out and go over the rankings from last to first. Starting in last, a big surprise to everyone, I'm sure, we find Cassius, who was free from having to play in the tie and merge game from last week, sitting still with a nice 264 bullion in their pockets. Over here with Alloy coming in second to last place with 504 bullion. However, even in second to last place, there is a lot of bullion there. Coming in third from last place, Vip with 504.
Oh.
We're going to have a lot of ties because people merged their earnings and divided them between each other together. Next up, Monifa, who is not here tonight at 556, followed by a matching score of Raphael at 556.
Oh, what's that, Manifa? You give me all of your bullion? That's awfully generous.
She'll give you half of her bullion. I'm entitled to the other half.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she said that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the way it works.
Let me see here real quick. Hang on just a second. Let me see. You put your money in. Hang on, Cassius. Let me see. You're all in Omega. So yeah, let's do this real quick. All in Omega. Yes, you did get an increase. I think I just forgot to edit that token. You're right.
Once again, Jason.
Look, this is why you guys stay on top of it.
Cooking the books.
Don't worry. Make sure and just let me know if you punch it in chat in here. I sometimes don't see it, so let me know. So yeah, we're gonna edit yours, put you at 396. You're right. Thank you for reminding me. 396, still in the bottom, but not by much.
It was half increase, he said.
Half increase. So he was at 264, so it puts him at 396. So there we go. Still in last place, but not nearly as much now. And did somebody leave?
You
gotta reconnect.
Back.
Yeah, she popped back in.
Oh.
Wait.
Oh, there we go. Okay, I fixed it. I just had to click on it. Okay, so here we go. Let's go back to it here. Sorry about that, Slim. We got you fixed, though. Finally, duking it out in second and first place is Obese and Karma at 732 bullion.
I still want to know, why is he first if he's piggybacking off of my riches? Why
Look.
is he first?
I'm confused too.
Fighting over first and second. I didn't say either one of you were either of those. So,
I will take it.
But Obese is clearly first.
I'm putting Obese in first just because he hasn't seen the limelight in a while, and I'm too lazy to edit my graphic when I do the.
Yeah.
Obese holds up a pen because I write the books. I write my leg first.
Yeah. Big Red is alphabetically in front of Red, so that order works.
So, thank you for those curios, Mousy. Hang on just a second. Before we do all of this, we got some catching up to do. So first, let's go back and look and see who all got a bullion package or big bullion package from Mousy.
Vip, Obese, Karma, Raph, Alloy, Cassius, and Monifa.
Sick.
Okay, so everyone give me a D4 roll then.
And Monifa's giving hers to mine? That's so generous.
Oh,
Gosh.
No!
Dang it.
Thank you for the package.
Whatever you rolled, add that much times 10 to your
Stupid.
earnings.
Stupid.
Looks like someone's in the lead. That's not you.
So go ahead and add that up. And then also, we're going to get some rolls for some curio stuff here. So let's go over here and let me find where my curio stuff is at.
This is a
You said times 10?
burgling.
Times 10, yep.
An absolute burgling.
Need help doing the maths. Can someone help me? What is this? All these monies I cannot
40.
count. Plus another 40? Okay.
I can't wait until you lose all of it again. You're only in first place because of me. You're welcome. You're welcome.
62. Returning to the promised lands.
Don't
King of the
let me
castle.
knock you there.
King of the castle.
Thank
Don't be
you.
such a sore loser, Con.
Don't talk to me, Raphael. You don't be such a sore loser.
Thank you, Silver, for the subscription, Lore Explorers. I really appreciate that. Let me see here. So, yeah, let's go back through really quickly. Mousy gave Vip, give me a 1d10 roll, please. Oh, these are all to Vip. Oh, shit. Vip, give me a
That's a 1.
4d10 roll, or a 3d10 roll now.
Oh, wow.
A 10, an 8, and a 1. So 2 1s, an 8, and a 10.
If you got any duplicates, re-roll, please.
I'm gonna have
5.
a bag of tricks.
Okay.
1, 5, 8, and 10.
1, 5, 8, and 10. All right, so let's take a look here. Let me read these first. You find on your person a griffin's claw, withered by magic. When held and activated, the curio conjures a bolt of lightning, ranges anywhere within 100 feet, 66 lightning damage. People can make a dex save for half damage.
That's
Nice.
nasty.
You said 1, 5 is next?
5.
All right. Looking into your pockets again. I don't know. You just have these deep pockets. I don't know why. You find a jagged copper shard engraved with glowing symbols. When you hold and activate the curio, it grants you advantage on your next attack roll. And the final numbers were 8 and 10.
8 and 10, yeah.
Nice. So the next one that you pull out, thank you so much for all of these, Mousy. The next one is a mangled iron plate on a leather cord, which I guess is a fairy size. When worn and activated, the curio grants you a +1 bonus to AC until you take a short rest.
And all the cool shit.
Cassius also got one more bullion package.
Oh,
bonus
give me
now.
another, give another D4 roll, Cassius, and add that to your totals in. Finally here, Vip, you find a mangled silver gauntlet on a leather cord. When worn and activated, the curio allows you to ignore difficult terrain until you take a long rest. Maybe not as helpful as the other things, but not bad all the same.
I collect currencies from all different cultures. These are awesome.
Alloy also got a curio.
Oh, man, give me a 1d10 roll.
D10. 8.
All right, let's take a look. Okay. Alloys, you're kind of digging through the pockets on your engineer's apron. You find a broken silver bracer that seems to have been warped by magic. When thrown at an object, the curio destroys metal objects. Thrown at a target, the curio destroys metal objects. So, a metal sword that they may be holding, some type of metal armor that may be on them. So keep that in mind. It stays on your person until you use it.
Mr. Cogwheel.
Tear down this wall.
No, why would you even say that?
Oh, no.
Then we wouldn't have chicken.
So all of that actually puts Cass not too far behind everybody. So in terms of our new forecasts, I'm going to reveal them here. Mysticorp expected to take a big fall. Omega Acoustics expected to fall, while Voidistries, opposite of this week, expected to rise.
Everything on Mr. Corp.
So
No
with that
way.
said, you guys let me know. OBs, how many do you want?
2.
Karma, how many do you want?
Come back to me.
Raph, how many do you
I
want?
defer till after Karma decides.
Vip, how many do you want?
3, boss. Please.
Alloy, how many do you want?
Give me one more.
There you go. And Cassius, how many would you like?
Just 1.
Okie dokie. We're gonna keep Monifa down here so she can add her bullion package. I'm gonna specifically type this in plus big bullion package so we can have her roll for that, add it to her total, and then let her place her money later. 3?
Yes.
You want the same amount then, Raph?
No, I'll take 1.
Okay. So there you guys go. Go ahead and distribute your bullion how you see fit. No weird and wacky rules this time. Just some
I've
straight
changed my
investments.
Give me 3, please.
Okay, there you go.
I see this game you're playing.
What game?
You're eating
What?
right out of my hands. Right
What
out of my
game? The only winning play is for me to diversify here, no matter what. If it goes up, you'll still have more money than me.
But what if you're doing exactly what I thought you were gonna do?
Then there would be no
Exactly.
change between what I was doing and what I'm doing now.
Tell yourself that. I know what's gonna happen.
All right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All these interesting investments.
Oh, please do put it on a Mega Acoustics. It's never let me down.
Cassius.
I appreciate the 666.
Nice.
Yeah. Cassius is just waiting to see what is the best option for him to blow his money on.
Just look at this. Look at this.
All on Mysticorp. Big dick move. All on Mysticorp.
I've never touched Mysticorp, not once. Never
Why?
will.
There is no reason, apparently.
No, there's been a reason since game 1. 100%.
Mysterious.
This is it. This is gonna be what gives
Mystery.
me 1,400 bullion pieces.
All right. A familiar company. Cassius going to Mega Acoustics. Is everyone happy with where they've invested their amounts?
No.
Everyone locked in. Okay. Very good. We'll have to find out exactly what the results are going to be next session. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and roll our intro, and then after that, we're going to roll some die and see who wants to give the recap from last week. So let's go ahead and run that, and I'll see you guys around the corner. So, why don't we give a roll to see who wants to give the recap from last week? Karma is not doing it.
Diplomatic
Oh,
immunity.
Oh.
I was gonna bet on OBs. I should have done it. But it's probably gonna be.
Oh my gosh.
I knew it. I
Save
should've.
your natty 20s. So, OBs. What happened last time on?
Devil's in the details.
Well, after a night which I forgot my accent, apparently. I don't remember OBs. I don't remember how to do OBs all at once.
I am
We,
bodyguard.
I am bodyguard, best bodyguard on Halcyon. Raph and Cassius prayed to whatever god they have in the ether and transcended time and space. Raph saw into the sun, and that's a normal thing, and he found out who's in the sun, and it's the answer to how to beat the Sheen, which is that we need Lom and the Guild. No, not the Guild. Lom and the Burning Quill, the Resplendent, and some shadowy third figure. At least that's what we think. After everybody was done with their drugs, the next morning we decided to go and see Lom together. We got Karma himself released from the contract. So now I work for Raphael.
Yeah,
Karma started getting into some more business with Lom. Don't remember how that ended. And then that's kind of all I remember happening.
Yeah, that's pretty succinct. There was a lot of drug usage last session with some varying results for certain players. Thank you so much, OBs. Also, who here does not have a curio? Anybody?
I used mine last session.
So you're out then?
Yeah.
Does anyone else not have a curio?
I don't have a curio.
Okay. So just Raph and Karma. You guys both have a roll off. Just
I-
D20s.
Why
Yeah.
is he always trying to fight me with every little thing?
I don't even know what we're doing.
Hey, are you doing the curio from Lore Explorers?
Yes.
That's the one that I used, I think. Just
Wait,
throwing it
what?
out there.
Oh no.
He's
redeem-
buying somebody
Oh,
one.
I see.
So you didn't use it because he's buying somebody one.
No, I'm saying that I just got a curio.
Oh. Oh,
that's
is
what
that
I
for
think I
that?
got it
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, that was.
Okay.
hers.
All right.
Yeah.
Sorry. I just made you guys roll for nothing. Sorry.
Sorry,
I'm just
guys.
trying to keep
Cool.
track of what's in the chat. Sorry.
I also won.
There's a lot of stuff being bought. So
Nice.
yeah, sorry about that. Thank you, OBs. Yes, last you all left off, you were sharing some information at OB's Celestian Inn. Making sure not to go in any doors with skull and crossbones on it. And got some breakfast. Shared your experiences between the two of you, Cass and Raph, of your godly interventions. And Karma sharing the information that the rest of the party gleaned while on the Devil's Tongue. And together you all took a visit to Lom to ensure that Karma was released from her Gia spell. And revealing the contract to you all, Karma agreed to have it ended. Lom ripped it up. She is free and out from under Lom's thumb. And conversely, Obese, his time serving to be as a stand-in bodyguard for Karma under Lom's watchful eye, has too ended. So with their freedom intact, you all decided, obviously you have to wait now that you've arbitrated last session to wait for Dazel's next letter and to let you know what is going to be coming next. In the meantime, I think you guys are talking about maybe a visit to the Resplendent. Either way, the ball is in your court. You find yourselves, I guess, leaving Lom's restaurant, the Dapper Devil, kind of shifting through the city streets of Lux on Halcyon. What would you like to do?
I think we should grab the lizard folk lady and swing by the Resplendent. Because I want to see if we can maybe, warm her up to the idea of assaulting a demon that's trapped in the sun. No big deal.
Lizard lady?
The lizard folk. This is not Raph talking. This is
No,
Nick talking.
I was making a joke. You want the lizard lady to assault the sun? Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It might be a good bargaining chip to get her to join us. I mean, it might help bringing her new followers or worshippers or whatever.
And as a reminder, to keep the playing field even, I would suggest that we either all arbitrate for the Resplendent or all for Bastion during the next arbitration.
Honestly, I mean, I know I'm biased, but I really think Bastion needs it. I have a feeling that they were behind in the beginning.
I'm sure they were, because they kind of suck.
Not happy with my employer either, but
Let's get going then.
I'll vote for Zazel over that weirdo any day.
So, with that, you all agree to go visit the Resplendent. Is that correct?
With the lizard folk.
Yes, you all go over, and in one of the rooms, OBs, you find Udis, and she looks to you and says, "Is it time to go then?"
Seems so.
"Very well. I'll grab my things. Come on, Broken Fang," she says, and Broken Fang kind of pulls itself up from on the bed where it was laying and kind of pops down, and she grabs a couple different rags of cloth for some of her clothes and stuff like that, and just kind of bundles into a ball and begins to step outside and joins your group here. With that, all of you begin to make your way outside of Lux. You work through the city streets, trying to find your way to a turnabout where you can take the arcane elevator back up to the top side and make your way on over to Pofri's office, where you know a door leading to the Resplendent lair is located. As you're shifting through the city streets here of Lux, you all see on one of the slightly more vertical buildings, although there's not nearly as many buildings with a sense of verticality as there is on top side. It's a spectacle to behold, but there's still some here on Lux that are relatively tall. On one of them, you see a large banner kind of flapping in the wind of the son of the Gilderkin family that most of you have at least are aware of the name, named Dandy, who is a slightly taller dwarf and a long silver beard and a eccentric, entertaining white top hat with the title Let's Get Wild being promoted underneath for his new show. You all kind of pass through the city streets, hearing the distant sound of thumping music and jovial conversations happening, and finally find yourselves at one of the nearby turnabouts. Stepping onto it and pulling the lever, you feel yourselves begin to descend, and as you do, the round platform begins to shift at about midpoint, as you would recount in the middle of the entirety of the city, where gravity begins to shift. The circular platform shifting with it, flipping you all 180 degrees in the other direction. Where you'd normally expect to fall, the gravity shifts to the opposite, and you find yourselves rising now, ascending up into topside. The bright sun fills the sky here. It's a little bright since you guys have been spending quite a little bit of time here on Lux, and some of you kind of cover your eyes. Raphael probably stares right into it.
Glorious.
He does like the Trump thing, just takes off his shades and just stares right at
Just stares unblinking into the sun.
a sizzle and smoke rising from your eyes. There is lots of business happening here. There is many people that kind of shift by your shoulders through the city streets, all various makeups of races and peoples, and you shift through the city streets, making your way to Halcyon Heights, and finally finding yourselves shifting through the work offices of Halcyon Heights, finding Pofri's office, making your way inside, finding that the door is not locked this time around, and entering. You similarly work the same way that you have been, using the bookcase that secrets away a door to the infinite staircase, although unlike your previous travels there, this one is just a simple crossing of a platform as you shift over and find yourselves at the door of the Resplendent, and using the key given to you all, enter into the Resplendent's domain.
That one was locked, though, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. You use the key that has the golden wings on it to enter into her domain here.
Cool.
You all step inside. A thick sort of roiling mist fills around you as you step inside, finding yourselves on Lux, but this time several hundred feet up in the air on a floating platform in the large sanctum of the Resplendent. You see off in the distance the Resplendent seated on one of her chairs, speaking to what looks like two humanoids. They actually look like standard humans as she seems to be speaking to them, and they eventually nod and begin to turn and head towards you all. As they step up, it seems to be a male and female, they sort of bow and say, good day to you all.
Good day.
And they pass by you, exiting through the door that you all just entered. You kind of look over OBs to Udis and Broken Fang, and they're just sort of like awestruck looking around. Udis sort of like taking a step, almost not even paying attention to where she's walking, and she kind of steps in here. The Resplendent looks to you all and sort of just lifts up a hand and waves you over.
Please, come, investors. Let us speak.
But of course, and I kind of walk forward. I'll walk forward first. Show that the lady that there's nothing to be afraid of for now.
All right. Slim, roll another D4 for your bullion package, and then just keep that in mind. We'll add that later. You step forward. Thank you so much for buying that, Lazy. You step forward, Raphael, and the Resplendent looks to you and gives you a smile, and she says,
It is good to see you all again. I am happy to see everyone's faces. So, what brings you to my domain?
Well, we have a few things we needed to discuss. First and foremost, we did want to give you a fair warning. There is going to be a time where we will need your aid, and not just your lending of your power. We will need your direct influence on something.
So, you investors are beginning to pick away at the puzzle that eats away from the city.
I suppose you could say that, yes. How aware are you of what truly lies in the heart of the sun above Halcyon?
My divine presence senses a particularly evil emanating from within the heart of the star that rises above on topside. Part of the reason I decided to locate myself down here away from it for the time being.
Indeed. This is the beating heart of the evil that plagues this city, and at some point we will have to face with it. We will have to defeat it somehow. But to defeat such a great evil, we will need your interference. We will need your aid.
You do not need to ask. My assistance is assuredly yours. I sense the evil and tumultuous power emanating from this creature. It is unlike one that I have seen in some time. I very much doubt that anyone, besides attempting to take this on at once, would be able to stand against it like I and my abilities would be. I would be happy to see an end to this creature.
But of course, keep in mind that its power may be greater than even you estimate, and in order to lay low this terrible corruption, we may have to work with those that we may deem uncouth. Just keep an open mind as the day draws closer for us to engage this evil in combat.
Please. It's been some time since we've been able to speak. Share with me, what are your thoughts on this matter? Of whom do you speak with this ill repute?
I kind of look back to OBs and the rest of the group to see if anybody's doing like a kind of thing. I'm afraid that it may even take cooperation with the Quill to bring down this threat.
I see. So you would ally yourselves with the devils in order to accomplish this task?
I just fucking look back at Karma. It is not something that I say lightly. It borders on heresy. Everything in my principles tells me that this is a bad idea, and yet, I have seen a vision from my God that shows me that such an alliance may be necessary. And if my Lord wishes it, then it shall be.
So you were given some divine providence from Paylor himself?
It would seem that way from my understanding. Fallible though I am just a mortal after all.
If what you speak is true, and it was indeed Paylor who revealed this revelatory information, then it is indeed of some importance that we consider, at least for a momentary amount of time, allying ourselves with those who we may normally deem unnatural.
But of course, such an alliance is surely temporary. I will not throw my lot in with the devils longer than is required.
Raphael, if you see to it yourself that this is of such an importance that you would follow through, then I would have my trust that what you say is true to your word. I will consider such a temporary truce if it is indeed necessary.
Of course, if this will not be something that happens swiftly, we must still gather more information. And in my vision, truth be told, there was a third party involved, one which I was not able to identify. But should you come across any powerful entities in your search of the city, your monitoring of Halcyon, please let us know, for they might be the missing piece we require.
I shall indeed do this. If you are having dealings with the Scorching Quill, I only warn you to watch yourselves.
He just looks back to the rest of the group. Well, you don't have to tell me. I am more than aware of their treacherous ways.
I am not speaking in some vagaries. I may find myself in possession of a particular piece of interesting information regarding the Scorching Quill that you would be remiss to hear. But I need time so that I can hear from my chosen before that happens.
I see. Well, take all the time you need. We will be eagerly awaiting this next development.
Considering this temporary truce, should we all decide to come together, unite momentarily to vanquish an evil that seeks to disrupt all of Halcyon, perhaps this plan is not a particularly bad one. Perhaps once we have seen to it that the Sheen's life has been ended, she has been put to the blade. And perhaps I would have the opportunity to change the minds of the Scorching Quill and whomever this third party may be.
Yes, of course. And on that note, we have brought a new prospect to your flock. And I kind of waved the lizard folk and her dog over.
You see Udis sort of like step up, and she just kind of looks up at the large, tall Lady Dimitrescu of the Resplendent sitting in her chair and says,
Hello, I am Udis, and this is my pet Broken Fang. I have no home to go to. I was trapped in that place with stairs and unending platforms. I was told that you could bring joy to my heart.
you see the Resplendent step up. She waves a hand at you all, kind of ushering you to step back as she begins to descend down the platform.
Oh, yeah. I'm back with the group now.
And she slowly begins to descend. As she does, Udis sort of like looks up and then sort of falls to her knees with a smile on her face, her teeth kind of showing out the bottoms of her lips, tears beginning to well within her eyes. The Resplendent steps up and places a hand, the backhand of her hand against the cheek of Udis, and she says,
Yes, I will bring you much joy. You may have lost your previous home, but you will have a new one here with me and all those who I have sired under my care. Let go of your worries. Let go of your pain. I will see that you have a future filled with happiness and joy.
You see, as she does this, a bright flashing light shoots out from the forehead of Udis, the marking a pair of wings forming on the forehead of her. As it finishes, emblazoned in a shining bright goldish light, it dissipates, disappearing, and Udis smiles and says,
I feel it. It is beautiful. Thank you so much. It feels as though everything is washed away.
Oh, thank you, she says, and she hugs the leg of the Resplendent. Broken Fang sort of jumps up and barks, kind of hopping up and down a little excitedly. You see the Resplendent look down, a smile forming across her face.
I will take care of her from here. I will find her temporary housing until a more permanent solution can be the case. Thank you for bringing someone like this to me.
Yes. Just see to it she's happy, I suppose.
Udis turns back and smiles at you all as she kind of runs back over or hobbles as much as she can. Actually, no, she's kind of been... I take all that back because her legs have been in a state where she can't use them. The Resplendent basically kind of carries her back over. She kind of throws a hand out towards the party, and the Resplendent steps over. Hang on just a second. Really quickly here, I need to do something. She begins to step towards you as OBs.
Beats left.
What's that?
Obie's left after he gave Udis over. He walked out.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then she does not do that.
Text.
Yes. Make sure and remind me, because I barely ever read that when we play.
Yeah.
As she kind of picks up Udis in her arms, there are two figures that sort of like appear out from the misty smoke, and she slowly shifts and hands Udis over to them, Broken Fang kind of chirpedly barking and walking along with them. She looks to the rest of the view of the group and says,
Thank you so much. this is a good woman. You've made the right choice for me. I only wish I could tell Obese thank you. Tell him for me.
Sure.
Goodbye, everyone, she says. I hope to see you again someday.
And the two figures begin to shuffle off back into the shifting gray smoke. The Resplendent stands up and steps back up the stairs of her platform, sitting back into her golden chair, and she studies you all for a moment and says,
There is something deeper on your minds. Tell me, what could I do to further earn your trust? You may speak bluntly if you wish.
Way to reverse whatever you do to these people to make them super happy? Is there a way to undo it?
If I willed it, yes.
Ah. And if they asked you to undo it, would you?
I don't see why not, though I would do everything in my power to convince them otherwise. To receive my joy is to experience a euphoric nirvana never felt before, something so innovating and unique. However, for me to remove that would be the opposite, a painful, terrible experience, likely one no one has felt in their lives.
Concerning. Okay. Thanks for answering.
Yes.
All the more reason for them to keep their joy with them.
At any rate, I think the explanation of our future plans should suffice for now. Just know that you are instrumental. Of course, you are instrumental in the history of Halcyon and how we're all going to collectively save it.
Allow me to ask you all this. My enlightening abilities. I see you do not seem to trust it.
Nope.
How could I garner your trust regarding this, then?
I don't think for some of us you would be able to. My devotion is based on repentance, enjoying both the bounties of life and also suffering the pins and needles of the trials that we are put through. Feeling constant bliss flies in the face of what it means to be an inquisitor for the Holy Church of Pelor.
I agree with Raphael up until the church in Pelor.
Then I am to understand that each individual comes with their own perspectives. Not all see the same as I do, although through my gift it may open up new perspectives for those individuals. Perhaps, when the time comes, when one of you is chosen to rule, and if you should so choose, I too take the mantle of leader to rule Halcyon on a better path. I would offer everyone here on Halcyon the option to choose my gift. Those who do not accept, we will excommunicate, but no harm would come to them. Only those who would choose to accept it
So you
would be
want to
allowed to
take
stay.
this? You want to take this golden city full of trade and all kinds of entertainment and its own thing it's got going on that makes it a unique part of the Twixt, and you want to turn it into your little weird happiness kingdom. Only smiles allowed. Only.
And now I know we all may disagree on a certain few things, but we all must still come together to work towards a common goal.
If you're asking me this question, Karma, then my answer is yes. The unadulterated greed and excessiveness that this city is indulged in has led to the people suffering here. It is through my awakening that they would see a new future devoid of that. Trade and commerce would not be something removed. They may still engage in this, but the abhorrent greed that fills the hearts of those here, that would be an aspect of this city that I would make sure to enlighten the individuals on.
Nora's like super hardcore biting her lips so she doesn't say anything. She's just like staring at Raphael.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Resplendent, we have taken up enough of your time, I fear. We still have a long way to go before our plan comes to fruition. We'll be in contact, don't worry.
Before you leave, I have sensed the presence of this creature within the sun. However, I have also felt the pangs, a strange sensation. This creature is abhorrent and evil. It radiates from within the sun like a cancer, and yet at the same time, from the same spot, I sense the spark of divinity.
Spark of divinity.
What?
Are you sure it comes from the creature and not the sun itself?
It could not be otherwise. The creature itself holds a piece of the divine power of Joaquin.
What?
Okay, so how does one get a piece of power from any kind of god?
There's an old tale about Joaquin making her journey when she was immortal a long time ago. Cast out of the realm of the gods, she was forced to walk, making passage through the abyss so that she could once again reach the outer lands. It is said that during her time in the abyss, she was trapped by a particularly powerful demonic lord. Now the tales differ, and I am not sure what may be true or false, but it is said that in order to buy her freedom, she shared a portion of this divinity to them.
Oh.
Interesting. This is interesting information.
So at the end of the day, she carries this divine thing from Joaquin, but it's still a super evil thing regardless of if it's divine or not, and it doesn't matter.
The issue comes with the Sheen's unique abilities. I've gathered the information, and you may likely be aware that the minting process that is transforming the citizens of the city into gold is used through this creature and the divine spark of Joaquin.
No way, the whole city? Wow.
If we were to end the life of the creature, if its soul were to shift to another plane through the act of death, so too would that spark. All of those minted would return to their original forms of flesh and blood.
You don't say.
Is the spark soul-bound?
Normally, yes. Consider this. I understand your concerns regarding my potential plans for the future. But again, I only promise you a brighter future for Halcyon and its inhabitants. If you were to ally with me and continue arbitrating for my cause, there is an alternative method that we could use. We obviously need to bring the creature to its death. Its indulgent sinful nature has caused many citizens of this city to die and be turned to gold. But ending its life would mean the destruction of a variety of property and potentially peoples that live within. That is because Joaquin's spark is attached to the soul. However, if you arbitrate for me and I head up your charge against this demonic foe, I, using my divine abilities, would be able to absorb this spark for myself. The soul can go on its way, and Halcyon will remain exactly as it is.
Well then, this is great news indeed. I think we shouldn't have any trouble arbitrating for you next, right, everyone? They're all saying yes. They're just too in awe of you to say it aloud.
Do you know if the Sheen is a demon or?
Yes, the demonic presence is unquestionable.
It's not a devil, it's a demon.
Likely the most powerful one here in Halcyon, and if we were to wage our bets, the leader of the guild. All the more reason that it is of the utmost concern, if we are to outroot the demonic presence here, that we take this foe down.
Indeed.
And you're willing to do this if we vote for you, but also if it happens that maybe we don't vote for you, are you still willing to do this for the city, for the town, for the Halcyon as a whole?
I am a creature of benevolence and good, a divine being. It is my charge to do this whether I have you on my side or not.
Oh, good. Perfect. That makes me feel a lot better.
Splendid. Raphael's just like, resplendent, you dumb bitch. Why did you say that? Oh.
I only ask that you consider.
Of course.
But of course.
Understand that if you need to speak with me, I am here, and I'm happy to listen.
And speak we shall. This has been enlightening.
Keep your wits about you. There are many foes out there, some that you may have put yourselves in direct contact with. Be wary. I may have more information to share next time we meet.
Man, those cat demons were pretty mad at us, weren't they?
We'll be taking our leave now, Resplendent. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for bringing Udis to me.
Yes.
I will make sure that she has a happy future.
Good.
Does that sarcastic curtsy.
So, you guys head out?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Having said your piece with the Resplendent and having the conversation with her, you all make your way back out of the Resplendent's lair.
Obies, guess what? We got a contract with the Resplendent. A soul binding contract. Oh, you're on mute.
Another one?
What?
Another one?
No. I thought you would freak out a little more. It's not as funny. You know what? Never mind. It was just a joke.
Oh.
That whole encounter made me nauseous.
I admit, I do not feel as steadfast after this encounter that I thought I would.
I feel a lot better. What are you guys all not feeling good about?
There is something about watching the process of her enlightenment take place that fills me with dread.
She's about to enlighten her.
You hear Obi's, like, suck in air as you say that.
I know. How could I explain this? It's It's like, you know, when you go to the butcher and you buy chicken, that it will cook up nice into a nice meal, but you never want to see the butcher kill the chicken.
Yes.
That's very similar to what just happened to me back there.
She wasn't feeding you chicken, she was feeding you bull.
It was a bad metaphor.
Understand.
It's
No one wants to see how chicken dinner is made.
indeed. But as abhorrent as it may seem, I think we should still ensure that the Resplendent has some degree of power through arbitration, because, and then I explain everything with the fucking Joaquin Soldo bees and yada yada yada.
I don't like any of it. There's another way. I know exactly what... Well, maybe I'm taking a shot in the dark. She wants to go take its spot. We're better than some flying, fluttering Archon angel, whatever the hell she is, than to go take a spot in the sun.
Cassius, if she does take the spot, that doesn't mean she has gotta be in power.
I admit I would rather have the Resplendent, and he looks over his shoulder, trapped in the sun than the sheen.
And it's her duty. She said it. She is good and benevolent. That is her duty.
I don't even think she would mind. She's already basically doing the same thing in her lair. So I'm not containing the power of Joaquin. I mean, just sitting there watching the city.
I have a feeling this whole thing is just trying to find a balance of power between all of these factions.
I think you're right. As much as I hate to say it, but this is good news. You now know that there is a piece of your god trapped inside of that horrible demon.
It makes me feel even worse now knowing that.
Well, but now you know that there's something that we can do. There's light at the end of the tunnel, and after this hard road that we travel, we will reach the promised land.
Either Joaquin wants that removed or wants it empowered, I don't know which.
Oh, definitely removed. Remember, it sounded like she was desperate, and that's the only reason why she gave it away.
Assuming the story we were just told was true, of course.
Assuming.
Let's assume it is for now.
But, I mean, that sort of makes sense. No, she's not good. She's neutral. Right?
You say good. Nobody in this universe would talk in actual alignment terms.
A good god wouldn't just up and give a piece of her power to a demon.
Joaquin's more neutral in this stance. Money is good and evil. It flows in both hands. You can pay a man. Pay a man to kill someone, or you can pay a man to go take care of orphans like she did. And we've seen both happen.
Perhaps it was like a tithe to her, a piece of her soul for freedom. That seems to be in line with your tenets. Am I wrong, Cassius?
Yeah. I guess it does.
Well, the point is, we know more now than we did before we went there, so...
This is true.
We should look at the positive side of things. We've had quite a few negatives. So now it's time, perhaps, to enjoy the sunlight a little.
I'm feeling good after that.
I admit I am at a loss of where we should look next, however.
Oh, we can't see Dazel until we're invited, right?
Correct.
Should we... I don't know. Should we, try to suss out some demons? I mean, wasn't there, a brewery somewhere around here?
There wasn't there?
I mean, maybe get a glass of beer, talk to some people, see if they're demons.
If the Find out if this third shadow lives there.
The third shadow.
Could be. We still have no information on this.
I'm still putting money that it's Dazel.
I just don't see it.
500 that it's Dazel.
Yeah, I'll take that one easy. It's not Dazel. You're on.
No better place to find information than a bar. Maybe we'll be able to hear about some, I don't know, bigger players that have been stepping up. I've been out of the casino for quite some time, so I can't say I have any contacts or anybody I would want to know that I'm still around. It's worth a shot.
Or maybe we can find the lead on where your soul coin is, too.
Oh, yes. I think that's pretty important. We've been neglecting that.
He seems nonplussed.
It's just...
Your arm stings, Cassius.
What's that?
Your arm stings.
Fantastic. Yeah, I don't know about the coin. If she took it, I don't know. You pray to a god and your soul, your holy symbol, your whatever vanishes. Maybe I don't know. Maybe she's testing me. I have no clue.
Well, let's go make some money in the name of Joaquin and see if it comes back. Who knows? Let's go to the bar and make some money.
I'm all for going to the bar. Let's go get some information.
Cool.
So you all step outside in Halcyon Heights, feeling the warmth of the sun on you. Kind of look around here up on this balcony, beginning to take the stairs back down. Kind of just notice the number of people filtering through the city streets here. Hundreds that you can just see already, just in the few streets that cover these blocks of the heights. And you just look up, not too far up in the air. Unlike a distant star on any other planet, the sun practically sits just above the highest of the buildings here in Halcyon Heights. And a sinking feeling wells within you all, knowing that just right there, just above everyone else here, is something sinister inside of it. The warmth that it gives you all still makes some of the hairs raise on the back of your necks. There are many bars, most relegated to Lux. However, there are still quite a few that are here on the top side for those who are looking to just get a quick drink and then continue back onto their business on top side. Where would you like to go?
Before we head there, Raphael, what was that man's name from the news earlier, the Hollow videos, the Let's Get Weird guy? What was his name?
Who are you talking about? This is Luke asking.
The person running Let's Get Weird. Who was that? What was his name? I can't remember.
Dandy?
It wasn't Lushy. Dandy.
Was it Dandy?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
The son of the Gilderkins, a dwarven entertainer.
Why don't we try and go talk to this guy?
Oh, yeah, let's go talk to Dandy.
This guy, we've been walking around all this time through this city over the past couple weeks hearing about this. That's got to be some sort of draw. That's a bigger player too. I mean, maybe I'm grasping at straws here, but he is related to the Gilderkin.
Oh my, yeah, you're right, you're right.
Worth a shot. We have very little else to go on, so seems fine with me.
How are we gonna do this without telling him what we're doing?
Great question.
We could just go and try to feel him out and see how, I mean, just get to know him. Say, hey, we've been doing work for your family, or hey, we're big fans of that thing you're doing. What the hell is he doing anyways?
He's gonna ask us questions if we're gonna tell him that we're working for his parents, so let's not do that. Let's go in. And let's try to sell him on us being some kind of... Listen, if we can somehow maybe make a little campaign for a stupid little game show and get lots of people to do whatever they need to do, go in, go out, get him money, that takes care of your Joaquin problem. And we can small talk with him. you know, like, oh, what are your parents? Haven't seen them around. Oh, what do you do? What's your history? What's your background? What's, you know, all that kind of stuff.
Hey, we've got this awesome idea for an event for you. You watch a bunch of angels and demons, and nobody's trying to take down the sun. Just show it to everyone. It'll be a great idea. But you're sorry. You're correct. Being transparent might actually help.
Also, let's not mention the sun right away either.
Don't. Let's not mention the sun at all.
You're a sun. It's a sun. Both of you will probably come crashing down eventually.
Ashes, maybe don't do the talk.
Yeah, I'll just listen this time.
Raphael shakes his head no, but Lucas going, yes, he should do the talk.
You should just have a list of things you can't say.
What do you guys do?
I guess try to make an appointment to see Dandy.
How do you do that?
Where does he fucking live? I mean, is this public information?
It is not.
What's this game show?
Let's Get Wild.
And like, who's on it?
You would have like cursory knowledge of it. It's another one of these shows recorded through arcane means that you can actually kind of watch through these knowledge shards that are like these fist-sized crystals that when you kind of hold one and will it to, it will sort of like replay these episodes through illusions to different people. And this one in particular is sort of like a fighting match between some of the various wild knots that are adventurers outside of Halcyon. So they are some different wild knots every episode that have some amount of reputation behind them and may be well known to some of the people here in Halcyon. They're brought to one of the various entertainment towers, either here on Topside or likely on Lux, where more of the entertainment happens, where they have their matches against one another to see who is the best in physical combat and prowess. And then they're sold through these knowledge shards to everyone, and he's the one who runs it. You've seen his face a lot of places. You would know who Dandy is. You just probably never seen him in person or met him.
Would we know if this is like filmed in Halcyon, or is it?
Oh, it's definitely filmed somewhere here in Halcyon.
Okay.
Start with the arena where it is filmed.
It's a good idea.
Okay, I have a background where I have a reliable and trustworthy contact who acts as my liaison to a network. Oh.
That's a beast.
Well, of other criminals. So I don't think Dandy would be one of those.
That's a beast.
You know how to get a message to and from your contact, even over great distances, blah, 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 blah. Okay, well, never mind. Never mind.
I mean, everyone's a criminal in some way, right? I mean,
that may not be Dandy himself, but you may have a contact somewhere here on Halcyon. Yeah. Maybe related to some of the rings that Obese has been through that may have some information on at least a location or maybe one of the houses. You guys would suspect these are the leaders of Bullionaire Bastion. He's the son of the Goderkins, but he probably has some amount of wealth behind him. He likely doesn't have one residence. He probably has multiple, both on this world and likely off this world. So if you want any information on where you may be able to find him, it may not be a terrible idea to try and see if you can send word to this contact and see what they have.
Take a history check to see if I remember ever rubbing elbows with him or anybody maybe that might know.
Sure.
He's in the entertainment industry. I'm sure he knows a criminal or two.
Surely.
Cass, it's a natty 20. However, even with a natty 20, you've never met him before.
You're certain that you don't know him.
You may have heard through like a conversation once through, a meeting at a casino that a drunk guy was talking about meeting him in person, shaking his hand, yada, yada, yada. But you don't know if that's to be believed or not. Other than
I'm-
those sort of like tall tales, you don't know anyone with 100% certainty that's met him, and you've never seen him in person yourself.
I mean, would we at least be able to figure out like where this is filmed though?
Yeah, like the arena. I'm sure we can track that down
Sure.
pretty easy.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
could maybe kind of figure things out with some of your background stuff or whatever checks you guys want to make.
Yeah, there's not streetwise.
I
anymore,
roll
is there?
streetwise.
Yeah, I
I was
do
gonna say-
investigation for Streetwise.
Oh,
Okay.
That's why I should have rolled.
Oh.
I will inspire no one because Aloy has already rolled.
You're inspired as well, Raph.
Oh,
I got a
excellent.
I got a 15, and I have a +1 from like a couple games ago, so I'm gonna
Oh,
use that. so
nice.
it's
There you go.
16.
Okay, 16. We got a 19 from OBs.
Can I aid her to give her advantage? I'm trained in it.
Sure. Give me another roll, man. 24 overall OBs. Nice.
18.
Okay. So you guys, you may not know the name of it, but putting your heads together, especially with you, Alloy, having a pretty decent understanding of the structural layout of Halcyon, have an idea on some of the stadium-like areas that you could go and see if maybe this is a place where they're filmed. And those places would be 2 or 3 located not here on topside, but on the bottom of Halcyon in the Lux area, where most of the entertainment happens. There's various concert halls and places there, amphitheaters down there, and there's also a couple stadiums that probably could have a dual purpose in terms of serving as general entertainment, musical concerts, and likely whatever the show is as well, this Let's Get Wild. So if you want to go investigate some of those, you guys would likely have to go down to Lux and do some digging.
Let's do some digging. Let's do some digging.
So you guys go to Lux?
Yeah.
All right. Similarly, as you were able to get to this top side, you again use the turnabouts and descend from top side, finding yourselves back in Lux. As you make your ways around here, you begin to work towards some of the various areas here in structural parts of Lux that would lend themselves, similar to Alloy and Obiz's information digging, for places where you would likely find stadiums that may serve as the sort of homes to where this Let's Get Wild show is filmed. Eventually, you're able to find one of the larger stadiums as you all kind of ride up to it, maybe in a horse and carriage, and kind of get out and take a look around. As you are, there's quite a few gold eye, which again are sort of like the city guards. They're dressed in this mixture of white and gold garb, and each of them are pretty discernible by the sort of like gold engraved and sort of like ornate designs of this metal that they wear over their eyes. And you know that they're gold eye and they have the ability to sense gold, but they also serve as sort of like a protection security means. And as you sort of approach one of the entrances to one of the nearby stadiums, 2 of them at opposite sides of the entrance kind of hold up a hand and say, "Welcome, state your business here."
Wait, where are we?
You're one of the stadiums here in Lux.
Oh, okay.
You got this one?
No, go for it, Pip.
You sure?
Bardic inspiration on the ferry.
Yeah. I was going to if you didn't.
Ahem. Hello, your gold-eyedness. We are, investors, if you will, and we are interested in, speaking with people that may be in charge here. We, have some very interesting offers to discuss.
What do you mean by who's in charge here?
This is, place of business, is it not? The mecca of entertainment, if you will.
Well, this stadium here is public domain. If you're speaking generally it would be the Gilderthkins themselves that own this.
So there's not like a head of operations or like a main groundskeeper.
Oh, certainly
somebody that-
there are those in authority here, but they are currently busy, and unfortunately there is no current activities here at this concert. We are currently setting up, while in between seasons of Let's Get Wild, for a concert.
Concert. Who's playing?
Star Power Pearl and her sister.
I like.
Star Power Pearl.
If you can get us VIPs, ask. Oh wait, no, never mind. We're doing something else. Never mind.
You already work with Omega Acoustics on this since it's a concert, or?
Absolutely.
Interesting. Yeah. So anyway, by chance, you think there's no crew, there's nobody we could talk to? Everybody's busy.
What are your concerns, sir?
Well, we have some very nice potential equipment, and just say operational know-how that we could possibly help put on a really good show.
Pitches.
Make a persuasion check at disadvantage.
I didn't catch what you were saying, Karma.
Oh, business pitches.
Business pitches, yeah. All right. Persuasion at disadvantage.
Mm-hmm.
Yikes. It'd be an 8.
You got that?
Oh, what?
A D8.
That's a 9.
Oh.
They look to one another and look back, and the female says, we appreciate the opportunities, but you would find more luck actually approaching someone like those at the representatives of Omega Acoustics themselves.
Oh.
Those who are here are just simply the handymen setting up.
You happen to have a mailing address on that corporate office, or?
Of course. And they file out a small pamphlet and give it to you.
Business inquiries.
Excellent work. You wouldn't happen to be selling magical pearl tickets, or what you were talking about earlier? I may have somebody that wants to buy some.
We are literally just the 2 guards who stand at attention here. We have no means to sell tickets or anything for this venue.
You don't get comp tickets or anything?
Occasionally, yes, but that is not a ability of ours to simply hand them out.
Do you guys have a union? I mean, that seems like a really raw deal.
We are happy with it as far as things are concerned.
Well, who am I to judge then? Well, thank you, your gold-eyedness. If you could just point me to where the box office is so I can make a purchase on those tickets, I'll be heading off to the Omega Acoustics address you have provided.
Of course, they say, and they give you multiple destinations that have vendors that sell tickets.
I have a question. I want to ask one of the guards.
Of course, the female says.
I'm a big fan of Dandy. How could I get a hold of Dandy?
Well, currently the show that Dandy is heading up is on hiatus, as Dandy is currently on some business affairs outside of Halcyon.
Dang it! Well, that was a good try. Insight check. He's telling the
Oh, yeah.
probably
Insight.
is,
I'd
but
like to 8 on that.
Sure.
Staring him down.
they're telling the truth, aren't they, Jason?
With a 23 insight check, there is some sense that you get that they may not be telling the full truth.
All right, listen. You have to understand, we are traveling performers with pitches extraordinary, the likes of which you've never seen. Such smoldering intensity that you will be burned out of your seat by holy fervor. We simply must speak with Dandy immediately. If you have any way to reach him, then perhaps you could pass us along.
I will
I promise you, you'll be getting a raise for this.
The female smiles. We will pass the message along. Thank you.
All right. Does anyone have a card?
I did. Right here.
All right, there we are. Vip, yes. So here's our manager.
Look at all that glitter.
She takes the card. Thank you very much, investors. She kind of shifts it underneath her robe.
Don't be shy. Just, you're going to want to keep that one and then pass it along and then copy the information for you. Here, just take one extra just in case you want it.
Did we introduce ourselves as the investors?
It probably says it on the card, I imagine.
I said we are investors. I didn't say we are the investors.
Okay.
The ironic.
Yeah. Insight check if she knows more than they're
Okay.
saying. The investors thing. 20.
With a 20, difficult to tell. VIP did introduce themselves as investors at the front end, so.
Yeah. Good.
I didn't know if we were blowing our cover or not. Or technically, if we were that popular and important, they would know who we were.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I want to go ahead and well, because they told us that he was doing business out of town, pretty much, right?
Correct. Business off-world of Halcyon.
Off-world. Well, I mean, is it close by this off-world? Link?
Oh, we are not privy to that information. I'm sorry.
Oh.
We have no time frame of when he'll be back. Gilderkins usually do not share this type of information due to their notoriety.
Sure.
Does he have any other liaisons or anybody else that works with him that we could speak to?
None that we would know of, no. But as you mentioned, we will send word up the chain to make sure that he is aware of it when he returns.
All right, folks. I think we got all we're gonna get here.
Yeah.
What do you keep in your underwear drawer?
Can't forget a name. Karma Tycoon. Make sure you mention my name. Easy. Can't forget it.
We will remember that name, Karma Tycoon, she says, smiling.
All right. After we walk away. All right. What's Plan B? What do we?
Hey, I don't think we're gonna get anything more. You're right. But maybe your eyes should have a take a look at those guys and see if they're legit.
Get any illusion magic on them?
No.
All right. They're guards. Let's leave.
What were you using?
I have the owl detect magic. Remember?
Yes. You do not detect any magic.
Yeah. They're guards. I do sending to Cassius. They're just guards. Let's try something else.
Do you want to go to the brewery?
Yeah.
Oh, we could snoop around. I've been known to snoop.
Do you guys
And
know?
snoop we shall.
Do you guys know which brewery?
Dang it!
Can we just bump into people and ask them what the good bars are?
Oh yeah,
That's
there's
what I
plenty
do.
of bars. You guys would likely know some of the bars around here.
Yeah. What's do we know of any that have a tavern drake in them?
Variation streetwise. 11.
You know of various taverns that may have a similarly attached brewery nearby. There's 2 or 3 nearby OBs that you may know of.
I only mostly know where they make the cookies.
Well, let's go to the biggest one that we know then.
There. Oh, this is why I have my lantern after all.
Oh,
Well, we can start one by one.
let's do it.
We do that.
We bar
The
hop.
nearest one, since you're located on Lux, is just a few blocks away, and it is the Restless Whistle.
Good
Cute.
name.
As you
Good
all
tavern name.
enter, there is a variety of patrons here. Probably like a good 20 to 30 that are inside. As you all step inside, you hear a variety of chatter going on between the various folks in here. Just kind of picking up what you hear, it sounds like they're discussing some religious and kind of political matters within the city. You do notice that there is a female elf who is relatively attractive as a bartender up at the front. And as you look around, this place also doubles as a small, very low numbered rooms, but still available for those who may get particularly high on their spirits and need a little place to stay.
Drunk tank.
So what does your magical lantern say?
I will, as discreetly as possible, I can't hide it very well, it's very bright, undo the hood on my lantern and see if there's any fiends within 300 feet of me.
Within 300 feet?
Indeed.
You pull up the hood on your lantern just a bit so it's not blazingly shining in the area, but so that you can see it. It is lit up a bright green.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
Well then, I don't want to look a gift horse in the mouth, but what were the chances it was the first one we went to?
What if it's more than one?
Oh, ooh. Do we see anybody that looks suspicious in this?
Give me.
Other than us with this giant green lantern.
Give me a perception check then.
Okay.
From whoever wants to do one.
Just walk into this big ass lantern.
Perception, I've got a passive 19.
Hold on, with a D8, I might have slightly less than that. I have significantly less than that. I have half of that. With an active check.
Anybody above 20?
Ooh! Is that Vip? Vip boy.
You got above 20, Vip? What was your score?
I rolled a 21. Passive is 15. 15, but I rolled a 21.
Okay.
Karma rolled a 23 total. Natural 20.
You guys don't see anyone necessarily that like is completely stand out. There's like a couple patrons towards the corners of the kind of shadier areas here of the tavern, kind of keeping to themselves. But it doesn't look like they're sort of like outlandishly trying to be like secretive. They're just sort of like sitting in the slightly darker shader areas of an already kind of like low lit tavern, as most are, kind of enjoying their drink from what it looks like. There doesn't seem to be anyone who stands out particularly.
Go talk to the
Can I go to the bartender?
Sure. She looks up and says,
Cool.
well, hello, little one. What you'll be having tonight?
Two things. Your bar maidenness.
So bad.
Vip?
Yeah.
So bad.
Why? What?
Nothing.
No.
I'm gonna give him bardic inspiration.
I already gave him bardic inspiration.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah.
Behave yourself?
I am behaved, as you can see. My wonderful red friend here, and that wonderful, amazing dark tabaxi in the back. I'm here on business.
Like leans to the side. Hello, hi.
Round of what's your special? What's your house drink? What's your favorite thing to make?
Misshapen Kobold Shiraz is one of our favorites here.
What is that?
What? Around 1, 2, 3, 10 of those. And what's in it?
It's a red wine. It's got a nice taste
excellent.
to it.
Right, perfect. 10, please.
Very well, she says. She kind of tallies up the price here. Just a drink for everyone is gonna be like 1 gold from somebody.
And that's good. It's 1 gold total for all 10.
I'll say 1 gold from each of you, since prices on Halcyon are inflated.
Okay, so
I am mine. Aren't you, Vip?
yeah, so 10 gold goes on the table, and if you keep it running, 5 gold on top of that.
Oh, would you like a bottle?
Yeah, please. If you sell the bottles, but I'd like to come back and talk to you though. Can I do that?
Sure. We'll start with glasses for now. And she kind of scoops up the 10 gold.
Excellent.
Smiles. She kind of disappears.
Right.
Relax. I know what I'm doing here. Hang on.
So, what should we start asking? Should we stay the night in Case Place?
We could do that. I bought extra drinks so we could open conversations with people if anybody's celebrating anything, which is my next question to Barkeep when she comes back.
Bailey Echo.
It doesn't take long, 2 or so minutes, and she rounds the corner with a hand and platter covered in this misshapen kobold Shiraz. She kind of sets them out on the table and slides one to each of you.
Thank you. Your
Of course.
barkeepedness.
What else can I get for you?
Can you have one of these, or are you working?
I don't like to drink while I work.
That's unfortunate. One more from me then. Anybody celebrating anything today? Is it your birthday? Anything going on in here? What's the buzz about?
A couple of folks down, couple tables over, got a promotion in their particular jobs. Other than that, I'm not sure of anything big going on today. Always a party here on Lux.
Hey, that's why I love it here. Beats living out in the woods.
I agree.
Okay, so I'll be seeing your name. I don't see a. I'd like to see a name tag, but I don't see one.
Maria is my name.
Marielle?
Maria.
Maria. That's a wonderful. Is that Sylvan?
What is he doing?
It kind of sounds a little bit Sylvan.
Vip will just say some sort of like really campy, like may the winds always be at your back and Sylvan to her and take the rest of the drinks.
She smiles almost just out of pity and says, and to you as well, and Sylvan.
Maria, how much for a room?
Oh, we're currently booked out for the evening. We only have 4. There's an inn nearby if you're looking for one.
What's the inn?
It is the Horse and Scimitar. You're gonna go 2 blocks down, take a left, it'll be on the right side.
I must say, this house wine is exquisite.
I appreciate it, he says. As you taste it, it has, it's got like it's kind of leathery and powerful. It's got a good kick to it.
Good. What do you call winemaking? I can't remember. It's not brew. It's
Distill?
Not distill. That's spirits. It's not
Stomping on grapes?
You're asking the wrong person.
Oh man, it's age. I don't know. I say the thing for wine.
Sure.
But do you do it on premises?
Yes. Just attached here. Work next door. Serve drinks after here.
In my line of work, I've seen quite a few vintners in my time. Do you do tours?
Not typically, but it's not out of the question. I'd have to put in word to the owners.
Maybe. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Kerm.
No, go ahead.
I'm gonna slide. Is 20 gold insulting, or is it too low, or I can never tell on Halcyon.
It's good.
Make either like a history or some type of investigation
I'll do
check.
investigation. 15. I want to give her like a decent like, hey, like slip you a 20 kind of thing,
20 gold seems appropriate as a nice tip to a server here.
Yes. We are all individuals of great taste, and I'm sure we would love to receive a tour. And I slide 20 gold her way.
She nods, looking at it. Mousy says, age wine or aging wine?
Aging. Cool. Okay.
She kind of slips and says, I appreciate that. My shift ends here in another 6 or so hours. I could see if I could maybe run a couple of you through if you're interested.
That sounds lovely.
It'd have to be quick, of course, but I could show you around the place.
Of course. Raphael thinks I only need to see it once to cast clairvoyance.
Well then, can I get you anything while you enjoy yourselves?
The wine's fine for me.
Empty stomachs? Can I get you anything else? Food? Stuffed potato skins? Meat stew?
Do you have quesadillas? No, no, I don't say that. Yeah, I'll get like some sort of like simple dish, like they got like a chips and salsa or like pita and hummus equivalent.
They got stuffed potato skins, deep fried potato wedges, and deep fried sweet potato wedges.
Okay, all right, just we'll do the potato skins. That sounds lovely.
All right, it doesn't even amount to a gold. You can just say just mark 1 gold off your total.
Well, after tip, it'll be a gold. How about
Sure,
that?
yeah. She kind of goes to grab that for you. Anything else for anyone?
Do they have some kind of chicken dish?
Oh
Chicken
no.
tenders.
Some chicken tendies.
Give me some nuggies.
She kind of looks over your way, Alloy, and says, "We have blackened chicken and perhaps something for you, stewed fish."
I'll have the chicken.
Very well, she says. And she takes
two orders.
2 orders, of course. She takes 2 gold pieces from your total.
Guys, do you remember the episode where we just fucking went to an Applebee's?
Oh my god. Do we see any drunk teachers at the bar?
Always.
She happily takes the coins and tells you all that she will be back in 10 or so minutes with food for you. And just says, just wave me down if you need anything else, she says. There's a couple sort of like uproarious customers at the far end of the bar kind of trying to wave her down. It's a pretty lively place, so she kind of like is being cordial and friendly, but kind of trying to move things on so she can make sure to attend to the patrons.
Yeah, it's happy hour. They got half-price appetizers. That's why they're pushing the potato skins.
Do you think it would be, should we take advantage? Well, no, there's demons here, so they would see invisibility. Never mind.
There is fiends here. We could just be on a wild goose chase, but if there are fiends here, I am concerned.
Always keep in mind, too, 300 feet.
300 feet is a
wide area.
It's a wide area, yes.
Okay.
But still, a fiend within 300 feet.
Well, why don't we go ahead and a couple of us go invisible and just take a look-see-loo around, and if there are demons, they will see us, and we will definitely have to have somebody in communication somehow with everyone else. And if they don't see us, well, there's no demons here.
All right, who wants to be invisible? Because I've got a bagpipe with your name on it.
I can cast Greater Invis as well.
And
That only lasts for like 1 minute, though, right?
You can cast Invis as well.
Oh, okay. Well, you're good then.
Alloy, you also have your little Sparky thing, right? Or is that?
I do, but
He's not.
I'm not sure if you can like pick out demons specifically or anything. Like, I'm not sure he can communicate with us enough to.
Yeah.
It may not have the intelligence to be able to discern a demon, especially if they're disguised in some fashion.
All right. Well, I'll go.
Very good. I'll enjoy the potato skins.
Are you gonna turn me invisible?
Oh, sure. Yeah, I thought Vip was going to do that, but if you insist, I take out the bagpipes and start playing in the middle of the bar until.
Okay, while Raphael's playing in the middle of the bar, I just want to go to the corner and turn myself invisible. I don't want.
A couple of the patrons start clapping along with your sounds. There's some uproarious laughter mixed with some yelling at the sound.
Shut
Karma,
the fuck up!
yeah, you kind of quickly run to the corner of the tavern before it kicks in, and kind
I
of.
mean, that's a good distraction, if nothing else.
Yeah, under the shadow, one of the corners, your form dissipates, and you kind of look down to see that you are now invisible.
All right, Cassius, my name is in your book. I messaged Raphael. Shut the fuck. Okay, I'm done. I want to start heading towards the back.
Okay. You begin heading towards the back area. Where at?
Let's start with kitchen.
Okay, you kind of push through the pass-through area that heads behind the bar. And as you do, you see your bartender shooting out from behind the curtain that leads to the kitchen and begins to quickly head your way. Make a dexterity saving throw before she just bashes right into you.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Okay.
Hey, you're not inspired. Vip is. Sorry. Sorry, I should have inspired you instead.
Oh, no. Okay, dexterity.
Can I use the coin on someone else?
Not to give them advantage.
Damn! Only disadvantage.
Only disadvantage,
I
but
guess
then
I'll
it
give her
would go to them.
disadvantage. No, I'm just. I don't.
With a 14 karma, you like quickly shift your body to the side as she begins to walk by. She's like got two hands with platters in both, covered in food. And you watch, she begins to pass you, and you like breathe in, trying to suck in air, and you watch as she catches on one of your feet and nearly trips, but kind of throws out a foot to stop herself, and looks back, and then steps back up. A couple of people at the far end of the bar kind of clap and cheer, and she lifts the food platters up and says, "Still got it," she says as she kind of drops it down for both of them.
Good recovery. That's how you earn that tip right there.
You kind of continue, Karma. You push through the set of curtains and can smell the thick smell of just a variety of foods as you enter into this area. You see behind a plethora of smoke and what looks like a stove set, looks to be a pretty thick female dwarf as she's like hurriedly cooking, along with what looks like two other dwarven attendants that are kind of shifting around, plating some of the food and stuff like that. There's the sound of plates and silverware and the sizzle of food as it crackles back here.
I want to look for more doors.
As you continue to peer around, give me a perception check.
Oh, perception. 15.
You do happen to notice a door at the far end, past the kitchen area, where this female dwarf is kind of cooking. The chef, you can kind of see their apron on. There does seem to be a door that is at the far end of the kitchen.
Well, let's head that way.
Do it.
You head down to the far end of the kitchen, finding yourself at a door. It is unmarked, and as you try the handle, you find that it is locked.
Okay, well, how about... Is this a loud kitchen?
Yeah, it's pretty loud. Like I said, the...
How about a knock? A spell.
Ooh.
Can you post it in the chat?
Yes, I can. Let's grab this here. Oh god, I just copied the whole page. Hold on. Alright.
The door, let's see, target's held shut by mundane lock, blah blah blah, becomes unlocked. And when you cast a spell, a loud knock audible as far as away as 300 feet emanates from the target object. Is this a touch spell?
It is a just component voice.
Okay. You say the magic underneath your breath here. And
Do I get the sense, because I've used knocked before many times, do I get the sense that the kitchen is loud enough for me not to just knock myself into a
If it goes out to 300 feet, this is likely going to be louder than the sounds you're in the kitchen, though it will only happen once, and it will be it'll cover such an area you could at least surmise that they may not know where it's coming from.
Okay. Okay, we'll try it.
You say the spell underneath your breath. There's a loud, audible knock. Everyone outside, you kind of see the bartender beginning to head over towards you with another platter of food, and you all hear kind of rips through the whole bar. Everyone sort of looks up for a moment over the music and stuff.
Raphael starts playing louder.
There is silence for like a good 5 seconds before voices begin to pick up. There's still some people looking around, kind of looking at the doors, but they continue the work. You see the female bartender kind of looking around, and she heads over to your group and says, "Lively night, isn't it?" She says as she kind of throws the stuffed potato skins your way, Raphael.
Ooh,
Kind of brings over the... it's a platter of potato skins. It is stuffed with mac and cheese and meat.
Oh, God. Raphael like turns green and just mutters under his breath, "This decadence."
You watch as she brings over your plate. Actually, probably you. One for you, Aloy, and one for your mom, right?
Oh, the 2 order?
Yeah.
Those were.
Oh, those were just for you? Okay. She plops down 2 plates of blackened chicken for you. These are blackened chunks of chicken that is served over rice.
That's pretty fucking good.
Delicious.
Chloe looks at the chicken and she wants it really bad, but she also heard the knock and she's heard it before, so she knows what it is. So she just like stuffs the chicken.
Oh, hungry lot.
can.
Let me know if you all need anything else, she says, kind of waving as she hurriedly heads over to some other patrons.
And
Will do.
when she walks away, Alloy casts invisibility on herself and follows Carmen.
Oh my gosh.
Are you trying to hide the fact that you're turning yourself invisible?
Yes.
So give me a sleight of hand check then as you do this.
Okay, I would like to use.
Hold up. Can you bardic inspiration more than one person simultaneously?
Yeah.
I put Aloy. I'm gonna bardic inspiration on Aloy.
What does that do?
You have it on you, and you can expend it for an extra D8 to a check or a saving throw. So if you roll and you see that it's low, you can expend the inspiration to get an extra D8.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sleight of hand, you said?
Mm-hmm. To kind of try and cast this spell without drawing too much attention to yourself. Or I'll take a stealth check. You could do either one.
Oh yeah.
Or sleight
Oh,
of
that's a
hand.
pretty good.
Yeah, and you still have
so long as.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, so long as her sleight of hand is under my perception, I would have given her the psychic whispers, but she beat me.
Yeah, and you still have the inspiration for the next 10 minutes too, if you need it.
Okay.
Without drawing too much attention to yourself, Alloy, you wave your hand in the air using the components necessary to cast this spell, and kind of keeping an eye on the patrons, making sure not too many eyes are pointed your way. You throw your hands up, and with a blip, you disappear.
Alright, and I want to just follow Karma.
One final blackened chicken piece just raises up in the air next to all of you and disappears. It disappears and then is pulled out, and there's just a bone, and it's kind of thrown on the plate.
Awesome.
And you kind of feel the brush of Alloy kind of sneaking behind you all, headed towards working her way behind the bar.
Cast the invisible on myself, and then I can cast psychic whispers on Alloy as she sneaks off.
Wait, so you're trying to go invisible too?
No. I'm seeing invisible.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna cast psychic whispers on her, so we got a radio back there.
Okay.
Nice.
Gotcha.
Oh, I guess I need to also do see invisible in case, so I can find Karma.
Well,
But you can't keep both of those up.
yeah.
We can't.
Oh, actually, see invisible is not concentration.
Oh.
Oh.
It's duration. So yeah, you can
Nice.
actually do both.
Okay.
Cool.
Nice.
So normally, if you are concentrating on a spell and another spell requires you to concentrate, you can only do one at a time. But you can concentrate on one spell and you'll still cast any of the others as long as you don't have concentration.
Okay, cool. Then
So-
I also cast that so I can actually see Karma.
Okay, you kind of say the magic utterance under your breath and feel this magic sensation flow through you, such that if you were to be able to see Karma, where normally everyone else wouldn't, through this magic veil you would notice her. You kind of shift, beginning to work your way back behind the bar. You see the similar things that Karma do as you head back that way, and you notice at the far end, as you're kind of peering around, making sure not to bump into any of these kind of dwarves that are kind of moving about quickly through the kitchen area, you notice Karma, as you have finished casting Knock, you go to try the door handle, and the door does open. And as you do, you kind of peer back just to make sure no one's following you, and then both of your eyes meet. You see Alloy. Alloy sees you.
See invisibility.
Actually, you don't see Alloy. I
You
think
don't
Alloy
see
would see you. Everything looks clear, Karma. You can go in.
Awesome.
Alloy catches up to Karma, and she's just like, she gets in close, and she's like, just like whispering in her ear.
Something is whispering in your ear, Karma, as you begin to open the door to this strange place.
Feel a fuzzy baby cat face. All right. Follow me. And stealthily go through the door.
Okay.
About 5 minutes after Alloy goes in, I'm gonna message Karma in my book and say, "Hey, I think Alloy's coming in to help you."
She found me.
As you both enter into this area, you walk into what seems like a pretty well-lit brewery area. You can hear the sounds of the different brewing machines and stations running. You see a couple elven workers kind of shifting about and kind of running some drinks, filling some of the glasses full, and just the general layout of what looks like sort of like a brewery area. None obviously seem to have noticed you all, as they're kind of just quickly working to kind of fill up some of the glasses. Some of them are kind of tasting a little bit of it. Some are kind of corking them and shifting them in packs.
Okay. Well, if they haven't noticed us, that's a good sign. Let's go ahead and do some snooping.
Yeah.
The dirties are back at it again. Minus the mama.
Oh, why did I let them go off on their own again? Oh, this is my fault. As soon as something bad happens, I didn't even realize.
It just hit my head too.
Monifa's back out with y'all and says, "More for me," and she kind of shifts over to Alloy's chair and begins finishing up the rest of the blackened chicken. So what do you guys do?
I think we just want to look around to see if we see any suspicious looking characters or any suspicious looking activity or any suspicious looking doorways.
Sure. Give me a perception check. Or an insight check, depending on what you're looking for, obviously.
I would like to add my D8 to that.
Yeah, do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's 15.
All right. And Karma, you're looking with an insight check, 11.
Yeah.
Alloy with a 15, you see all of the indications that would give you the sense that this is a normal brewery. Nothing seems to stick out in particular to you. In fact, it's a really relatively efficient brewery. You kind of just see from the structures and layout. They likely save a lot of money in shipping, being located literally right off of the tavern. But you don't see anything distinct that stands out of note. Karma, with your insight check, it looks like everyone is moving in a bit of a hurried fashion, but that just seems to be the general sense of this area. It's sort of like a high demand luxe spot where a lot of people are visiting, coming through, so they want plenty of drinks, and they're being brewed up with a certain amount of serviceable fashion here.
Okay, well, probably just continue on to the next door until we get outside. Investigate if we see anything. But basically maybe just pass rooms until we find an exit.
Okay, you're able to work yourselves through a room or two. There's large open ways, no doorways. They're kind of just large open lots that are kind of taken up by the brewery. It is likely 2 or 3 times the size of the actual tavern just to kind of take up the space. You guys get the sense, alloys, you're kind of moving through that they probably also ship some of this out to other nearby taverns. There's maybe some that don't have breweries nearby to make a profit. And finally you find yourselves at a door at the far end. Kind of just sneakily try it. It is unlocked, and as you pull it open, Karma, you see the outside city streets of Lux.
Well, that's uneventful, but that's not a bad thing. I mean, we can make our way around the building and just enter through the front so we're not suspicious.
As soon as we get outside, I message OBs and tell them that we didn't find anything.
Okay. You guys circling around the front?
Yeah.
Oh, bees, can you ask them to look for any suspicious buildings nearby? 300 feet is a large radius.
Yes. Okay. Do that stuff. Look around for more buildings.
Okay.
Maybe there's something else out there.
Yeah. Can we investigate, or?
That would be perception, or I'll take investigation. Either of those. They may tell you different things.
I'll do perception.
I will also do perception, and I want to use Flash of Genius.
Okay.
I think you can wait till after. Okay, yeah, you'll probably want to use it anyway. But I think you can wait till after you roll like inspiration.
Oh, okay. Well, it's 15.
Okay.
15 again.
15 overall, and then a perception check of 16, Karma. None of this structures stand out as oddities to you. They all look like your typical shopping areas. You're beginning to get the sense that if there is demonic infiltration, they have done a fantastic job of blending in.
I guess they would have to, huh?
There's just one tiny thing that stands out that seems to be in one of the alleyways that you guys kind of traverse through as you're just sort of like slowly making your way back to the front entrance. Through one of the alleyways, there seems to be a single bronze door against what looks like an unmarked building.
Oh, come on, that's sus as fuck.
Yeah, that is.
As you kind of step just a little bit closer to it and take a second to view it, you notice that on the front of this door, the door kind of seems thick, and as you kind of get closer to it, it seems to have what looks like a speakeasy grill on it.
Oh.
I'm
So
gonna message OBs and tell them out the door.
Shit. I would tell Raph. I don't know. Should we tell them to look? Or should we all go?
I think maybe we should all go. As to not arouse suspicion, I tell the waitress, oh, something just came up. I'll have to take a rain check on that tour, but the potato skins were delectable. Delectable, he said, having a bite of like one, and then like being full for the rest of the week.
She kind of looks down and looks back up and just looks at the rest of you and says, well, appreciate your business. Make sure and stop by again. Thank you so much. Have a great night, everyone.
Good server. Who is this? Who was it? What was her name? We're gonna remember this NPC and come back.
Maria?
She was, hang on, I put it down here. Yeah, Maria.
Maria. Excellent.
Maria, I hardly
Don't.
know her.
That's the spirit.
Is it the spirit?
It is.
Okay.
With that, those of you who were kind of hanging out inside of the tavern begin to make your way outside and into the slightly colder air of the outside, worming your way through a couple city streets and reaching Karma and Alloy. Are you guys still invisible?
I can see him.
As long as OBs can.
I mean, yeah, I think we are.
Okay.
While they're doing that, I'd like to make an Arcana check on the door, see if there's any magic or anything.
Sure.
25.
You do not sense any magic emanating from this door.
Okay.
Get to check for traps, little kitty. You are becoming a good spy. I'll investigate for traps.
Sure.
Traps or alarms or anything that'll... Aha, you see? 21.
You don't see any traps or like telltale signs of anything triggering if you're to open this door.
This one is clean, but always check.
Let's open it.
Can I take a perception check to see if anybody's like following us or looking at us?
Sure. As Cassius does that, there's also another interesting thing of note. This door doesn't seem to have any handle on it.
Oh, that's a problem.
I mean, I would like to investigate it, and with Alloy's like knowledge of stuff, you know.
Yeah.
Well, no. I mean, it's fine. It's fine. Never mind.
You know how
that
machine
makes sense.
works? That makes sense.
How things work, the mechanics behind a door with no
Yeah.
handle. That makes sense.
You could do it at advantage since you have a pretty good understanding of structural things throughout the city. Cassius, with your 14, there doesn't seem to be... You can still see the occasional person or two passing through the larger city streets, but it doesn't seem like anyone in particular is taking note of you guys down here. Kind of just jovially hanging around. A couple passes by with their arms on each other's shoulders. Double 18s. Alloy, you get the sense that this is from the structure of the door and the way there is a speakeasy grill on it. There's likely some amount of need for security on it, and probably some place behind it where there is only a certain set of people allowed entry, though what those requirements would be you're unsure. But obviously from the makeup of the door and the fact that there is no handle on this side would give you the sense that it's not meant for anyone to just pull open or even try to lockpick.
I got an idea.
Oh?
Maybe, I mean, I can go invisible if you want, and I can hang by the door for just a little bit. I mean, we have a few minutes. We're not pressed for time. I could just hang here and see if I pick up whatever the word is to get in.
Assuming someone comes along, how prepared are you to finish this stakeout?
I can stay here as long as I want. As long as there's a little bit of shadow, I can stay invisible, or just cast it for an hour.
I mean, maybe we do a good old-fashioned stakeout for the evening. Unless Aloy is able to get us through the door otherwise.
Well, do we want to try just knocking first?
Let's all get out of sight and just have one person do that, though.
Is there any shadow or shade in this alleyway?
Plenty.
I'm gonna step like 15-20 feet away from the door and then just kind of lean into the shadow and go invisible.
So if you want, I can get out of invisibility, disguise myself, and knock on the door and see if anyone answers.
Sure.
Okay.
Worth a
Karma's gonna
shot.
disguise herself as a human, a stupid human, and once everybody has taken places out of sight, I'm gonna knock on the door.
These will cast enhance ability and give you advantage on charisma checks.
Yeah.
All right. You knock on the door. It feels like it's made of some amount of thick steel. As you do, the speakeasy girl shifts, peering out from beyond it, and behind it are two red glowing eyes that peer out of the darkness, that stares at you for just a second before saying,
Invitations.
Yeah, about those. I lost them.
the speakeasy girl closes.
Oh no!
All right.
In that instant that the door was open, OBs wanted to message Raph. What do you see?
The door actually was not open. It was just the speakeasy grill on it, like a slit that opens up.
And we can just see the eyes on the inside, right?
Yeah, all you saw was eyes. Although when it opened, you make a perception check, Karma.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. She is gonna knock again. Hold on. Perception check. 19.
You heard the pulsing sound of what sounded like some type of music coming from within for just a second as the speakeasy grill was open
It's
before
a
it
fucking
closed.
demon nightclub. We gotta get in there now.
I knock again.
The speakeasy grill shifts. The two red eyes bear down on you.
Listen. What do I gotta do to get in this club?
The speakeasy grill closes.
Dang it!
I knock again.
Oh my god.
Hey.
There is no answer.
No.
Shit. I knock one more time.
No
all
answer.
right. Well, I guess maybe the stakeout is something that we're gonna have to do. Fuck this human shit. I'm not being a human anymore. Well, that happens. They need some kind of password.
A password, you say? Gosh, if only I had a little bit more power. If I could turn ethereal or something like that. It would be a simple matter of getting inside. I suppose our only other option would be to stake it out for the password, but that could take all night and we might be discovered. I don't know.
Give me an hour and see, and if not, oh well.
All right. Let's try that, I suppose.
I have an idea. I don't think it is a good one, but we can shrink down the pixie and throw him through the grill.
Oh, that's.
Well, that certainly is an idea.
That seems.
He would do it.
He totally would.
He would do it.
He would have to be invisible,
It's like,
Which
I
we
have
can make
both.
happen.
and we
Yeah.
would have to make them open the grill again,
Which
they're not.
I mean, if we give it like 30 minutes, they might still do it, you know?
Yeah. Okay.
Let's see here. Obes gives you a potion of diminution.
Oh, is this
God.
a new drink?
No, it is mixture from the stars. It make you very small.
Oh, like this?
Disguise self and shrink 1 foot.
It make you smaller.
Ooh.
This is gonna be like a fucking.
This is Ant-Man now.
I don't know what's smaller than tiny, but he would become one size smaller.
Minuscule.
I think that's how that works.
You'd probably be like 4 inches high at that point.
Yeah.
So tiny.
I mean, I say we do it.
I would totally. I believe Vip would do that if you just told him, "Hey, it's really important. I want you to do it." He would do it. Plus, he's been drinking and trying to make friends with everybody in the bar, and it's not working. So,
The only thing is how you will get out. Do you have a way to get yourself out?
yeah, unless being 1 foot shorter than what I am works, no.
If you describe the area to me, I could dimension door in and dimension door out with you.
Oh,
we can arrange this. Okay, we have exfiltration plan. Well, we know everything we can know.
Excellent. I'm gonna wait until we think that a good enough amount of time has passed that the door would open again, and someone else should knock on it this time because they might be able to see through the door or something, and that's why they're not opening it.
I only have 1 spell slot left for dimension.
I could
oh no,
disguise myself and do it.
Okay, all right.
Short on plan.
All right, babe. You got your bardic inspiration.
Hold on. Plan may be falling apart.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Is there anyone who can help exfiltrate the fairy?
Not this evening, I'm afraid.
Perhaps we do this another time then.
I suppose you're right.
No way out is no way in, if you ask me.
Yes.
I'm telling you, give me an hour.
I mean, you could stake this place out. Go ahead, do it. Give it a shot. But perhaps it would be best if we weren't all here, in case, the worst were come to pass.
Sounds good to me.
It's harder to hide 8 people than it is to hide 1 person.
Oh, I meant you guys could just wait around the corner somewhere.
We could go back to the bar and have some more potato skins.
The ones she just threw away because we left.
I mean, I'm sure she gets it all the time. This is Halcyon. It's wasteful and decadent. Listen, and we'd be right next door in case anything bad happened.
Pulls them out, scrapes them off, puts them back on the plate.
Let's go do that because it's funny enough to work. Stakeout.
Keep your eyes sharp, Cassius. You have 300 feet of dark vision. And, yeah, I guess the others don't matter. So just you.
I want to linger outside of the bar just to look around and stuff. Like, I don't want to look suspicious. I'm just... maybe magic cig in hand, just having a smoke break, just doing my thing for an hour or whatever.
Sure. Everyone, I guess, heads back to the bar to enjoy some actual food this time.
I'll order my main now, thank you very much.
No, I'll get within, theater of the mind, like 10 or 15 feet, assuming they can't see straight out the door, but close enough to where someone walks by can just
It's like a long, narrow alleyway that's probably a good 40 feet long. So yeah, there's not seeing much besides the brick wall on the opposite side.
Alright, I'll just kind of hug the side of the wall and just wait there.
Sure. The rest of you go in. The bartender, Maria, is surprised to see you all again, but puts on her professional attitude to serve you more food.
Plans fell through.
There's always a place for you here, she says. And
it's fucking cheers.
Yeah. Karma, you kind of just hang out outside, and you are able to do some very nice, people watching as a variety of people shift through. One of them tries to make small talk with you and kind of annoy you.
Fuck off.
Cassius, you wait outside. How far away from the door are you?
If it's That's what I'm saying. Is it 5 foot across, like just a 5 foot?
Yeah, like just normal size.
We'll say I'm about whatever earshot is, 10, 15 feet.
Okay.
From the door, and I'll just stand there and go invisible.
10 minutes pass by. 20 minutes pass by. At about 35 minutes, you hear the shift and the screech of metal as the door opens, and stepping out is a well-dressed, what looks like sort of like a well-off human female in like a fur wraparound and a nice coat and kind of tall high heels, kind of steps out, and the door quickly pulls closed behind her. She looks one way and then back the other. And you can't tell if she's looking down your way, Cassius, or looking at you. And then she begins to head in the opposite direction. You hear the sound of the clack of her high heels.
Fucking, it's fiends. They can probably see invisibility. We've been in this scenario before.
It's worth a shot.
Yeah.
You hear the clack as it heads to the opposite side of the alleyway, and then with a corner turned, she is gone.
Alright.
Another 10 minutes pass by. 20 minutes. At 25 minutes, there is a dwarf that shifts, well-dressed, donning a bunch of gold rings on his hands, kind of walking through the area, passing by you, Cassius. Kind of take a deep breath in as he passes through the narrow passage. Kind of steps up to the door. You hear the grill clack open. You don't hear any conversation. It clacks shut. You hear the sound of whinging metal as the door shifts open just enough for the dwarf to shimmy his way inside, and then it quickly pulls shut. Each time it opens between these two occurrences, you can hear the thrumming sound of what sounds like music coming from within.
Alright. I'll wait about 5 minutes just to let, maybe whoever's at the door sit back down and, not directly look out, and I'll just head back to the bar, or start heading back to the bar.
Sure. A good 40-50 minutes has passed when, Karma, you finally... are you still invisible, Cat? Well, I guess as long as you're not in, shadow, you're not invisible, right?
Yeah, if I stand still in shadow, I can go invisible.
Okay,
but...
so you see Karma, after having 7 magicigs, you see Cassius finally pop up, turning the corner and heading down the street your way.
Oh, hey, Cassius. I'm just kidding.
Oh, God.
So no luck, huh?
I look left and right, just kind of look out and write in my book so nobody hears, just in case there's anybody out there. And I say to you, they're either talking through their mind or maybe it's a demon thing. I didn't hear anything.
Damn. I'm gonna have to, we can ask people, we can start asking people about any crazy cool clubs that they might know about or something.
I hate to say it, but we might have to ask a favor of someone just to get in, but I don't know if it's worth it or not yet.
Favor schmaver.
By the way, do you think Lom's keeping tabs on you?
No. What do you mean tabs? Wait, what do you mean tabs?
Just curious, do you think, your contract's done, but do you think he's still keeping an eye on you, kind of similar to, what Raphael was doing?
Probably. Wait, Raphael, you mean clairvoyance? Nah, she's a busy girl, so probably not.
if you need anything to maybe hide you, I mean, I have a few tricks.
I'm not worried about hiding from Mom.
All right.
But thank you.
All right, let's go tell the others.
Yes.
You guys head inside and meet up with the others who are finishing their food.
I
Look
had
at
the
you.
Caesar salad with prawns.
Password is Paylor sucks. I'm not even lying.
Then truly we must purge it.
Nothing. I didn't hear anything. I saw someone come down. The guy opened the slot on the door, looked at him, and then that's it. So, telepathy? I don't know.
Did anyone come out?
A big woman, giant woman.
Okay, well,
That's it.
that's something. I have a feeling we've reached a dead end for this evening.
I
But
agree.
I'm gonna be honest, I had fun.
Yeah, you ate a salad and a half a potato skin and got to schmooze with a bartender. She might be your type.
No, she's too young for me.
His league.
The lizard folk, then.
Enough of this. The only companionship I need is with the Lord.
And your dog. Your friend.
Oh, well, yes, of course, man's best friend. At any rate,
Yeah.
oh, go ahead.
No, I mean that's pretty much that's all we can do, right? We didn't get any answers.
For the time being, perhaps we can better prepare. I can, for example, prepare magics that are more suited for infiltration next time we come around.
Yeah.
Also, let's not forget, that could have been a club for devils. It could be something that, as much as I hate to say it, Lom knows about.
Yeah, we could ask her.
Of course, if she knows about it, it's probably not related to our quest. It's probably just a place filled with devils, which
Probably a wicked cool club.
I'll let you handle that. Actually, no, don't go by yourself. You'll just sign another damn contract.
I'm not dumb. I wouldn't do it.
Take a long drink of wine.
That can't be good for you.
I'm drinking in moderation.
All right, well,
Well, where are we staying for this evening?
are we on Lux? Somewhere in Lux. Not Cassius' place.
My apologies.
I'm fine with Dash's place.
I could get another bed if you want.
I mean, you could probably afford it, frankly. Well, if there's no takers, I will be retiring to my own apartment this evening.
I want to rent a hotel nearby and see if anything. Gosh, I wish this place had rooms. I want to shout in the bar. Hey, I want to ask if anyone who has a room here is willing to trade it for double the price of what they're paying for it.
Make your
night.
persuasion check as you yell this in the middle of the bar.
For a night. The bar. The tavern bar.
Bottle of wine in their hand in the middle of a bar.
That's right. Look, it's a normal thing. It's a normal thing. Persuasion. I have this thing from Obi's on still, so I get advantage.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's been more than an hour, sorry.
Oh, yeah. Okay, no worries. Persuasion. 30, 20?
A female dwarf raises her hands from one of the far tables and says, 100 gold and it's yours.
Hey, lassie, you got yourself a deal. I'm gonna slap 100 gold on the table for her.
She laughs hysterically as you place it on the table and grabs the bag and says, room number 2.
Oh, wait a minute. a minute. Whoa. Insight check. Wait. First, I need the key. Before I slap it on the table, Karma would ask for the key.
She slaps the key on the table and does a thing where she like shifts the gold to her and the key to you.
Okay. Insight check. I just want to make sure that she's not 13.
She seems to be being dishonest about something, but you can't really tell what.
Is there something I should know about the room?
No, it's a fine room. Thanks.
Is there something that you've done to the room?
No, it's a room. You can have it for 100 gold.
I think you are overpaying.
Oh. How about 50 gold?
No, money's already in my pocket last. Thanks, though.
You win some, you lose some.
She takes another
Whatever.
big glug from her mug.
Fucking wipe my ass with 100 gold.
Just be difficult.
Gross.
How would you handle it all? Like in handfuls, or would you roll it up?
No, you gotta one by one. Okay, let's not. Enough of this.
There's a separate
going
hallway
down.
here, Karma, with 4 rooms, and you go up to number 2, sliding your key in it, opening it up, finding as though it looks completely untouched, as if maybe she even paid for this and hasn't even stepped inside of it yet. With the offer of 100 gold pieces, was willing to give it up.
Idiot. That's all right. Hey, that's all right.
It's got a simple bed here. It's obviously nice because it's Halcyon, but probably on the lower end of Halcyon things. It's perfectly suitable, but no particularly extravagant or expensive accoutrements in here. Everything that is a necessity. Nice little shower area.
Is there a window?
No window.
Okay. Well, I'm still in this weird tavern, so it's fine. I can feel some stones.
Does everyone else return to their respective residences? Is anybody staying with anyone? As you each return to your respective residences, besides Karma, as you step inside of your homes, you each hear the crinkle as you kind of pull your foot away and see
Sorry.
Go ahead, Cassius.
No, I said, Raphael, do you mind some company?
Be my guest.
No, be quiet.
Kaiser doesn't usually enjoy guests, but as long as you don't mind a few fleas.
No, I don't. I just don't want to be alone this evening.
Ah, yes, it's been an interesting day. A regular roller coaster of emotions this day.
So Cassius goes ahead and heads home along with Raphael to his place.
Yeah.
Those of you returning back to your residences, as you step inside, some of you kind of hear the crinkle beneath your feet. Some of you notice it before stepping around it. There is a letter, black and closed with the wax seal of Bullionaire Bastion on it underneath your doors.
Oh, payday. I open it.
As you open it, it reads, I've gathered the information you've shared. Thank you. Let's talk ASAP about what is next. Signed, Dazel.
Oh. We hung around all day because nobody arbitrated to Dazel. That was the delay.
Maybe. Let's not jump to conclusions.
Who's the first person we talked to after arbitration?
Right. No, it was Lom. We talked to Lom, didn't we? After arbitration.
Oh, yeah.
It's been almost 12 hours of the full day-ish.
Yeah, that's why. We should have guessed. At any rate, well, first thing tomorrow, I suppose, we'll all gather up. It's not like we have cell phones, right? We can't, text each other and be like,
I relayed the information to Karma and Aloy.
If he's still within a mile of me, then you can still try OBs.
And Vip.
Well, your inn's pretty far out of town, though, right? So it wouldn't be within a mile.
I mean,
would
you
it?
guys know where each other live, so
That's true.
if you wanted to, you could.
All right. I'm gonna go back to the inn. You're welcome to come with me. I take Kaiser for his walkies and then put him back in the apartment.
All right.
Raphael and Cassius head over to the Celestian Inn of Obese.
Yes.
There you find Obese, somewhere in there.
Wish
Make
another
sure-
free night. Yes, okay.
Yes, I take it you got your letter as well.
Yes, I did.
First thing tomorrow, then?
Yes, that sounds good.
If you don't mind, I'll just stay here since I've come all this way.
Oh, yes, sure.
Me too.
He snaps his fingers and a bunch of people start scurrying around.
You guys do get the sense that Dazel mentions ASAP, and while here on Lux, it is night for you all, but that is persistent. It is day up on
No.
topside.
I message Vip, Aloy, and Karma and tell Aloy to tell her mom that we should probably go now.
Oh,
Let's burn the midnight oil, so to speak.
Alright. See you in a bit.
We all gather up and go that way.
You all gather together, beginning to head towards the docks as you all do, carrying in hand your notes and envelopes along with your BB badges. And similarly to how it always plays out, you wave them at the Eidolon dockmaster, or boatmaster rather, and he checks, taking each of your badges and touching it to his, and allows you to step on. As you each step on, he takes you across the waters. And within about half an hour's time, each of you find yourselves at the docks of Dazel's island. The large set of stairs at the far end of the docks leading up to the cliffside of this plateau-like island where Dazel's estate is located. As you reach the top, you all begin to head towards the estate. The double doors open, and it seems as though there's a number of... At this point, you've gathered that there's a number of unseen servants on the grounds here as they kind of open up the doors and allow you entry. As you step inside, there is a little note carried by one of them that kind of waves you inside and towards the briefing room that you've been in before. Pushing through the doors, you all see Dazel at the far end. They look up and see each of you. Welcome.
Real quick. Last two bardic inspirations. Karma and Obese.
Okay. Please have a seat, they say. Let's
Alright.
talk business.
Very well.
As you all take a seat down, you notice Dazel cocks their heads and kind of looks over to nearby clock and then turns back. So, I received your arbitration information. I appreciate it. It seems as though your last assignment was quite an eventful one. Good to see everyone made it back in one piece. I was shared the basic details through the arbitration process. I'm now aware of the information that you gathered from Razim. Did you have anything else during your journeys of note that you'd like to share with me before we move on?
I message Raphael. We should put her in on your dream, on your Razim Paylor dream.
Yes, I suppose. I, immediately after our journey, went on let's say, a vision of spiritual enlightenment, in which I spoke directly with Pelor.
They stop for a second and reach into a drawer, and similarly to one of the first times you met them, kind of pulls out that extended cigarette holder and puts one in, a Magisig, and lights it up and takes a puff and leans back in their chair. Yes, and
I think at this point there's no point in hiding that Lom and the Resplendent were both there, so I'm gonna spill the beans about that. I tell her the gist of the vision, the thing where we can strike at the heart of the syndicate, the family. No, not the family. Sorry.
Oh, the Sheen.
Yeah, the Sheen.
And the guild. That's the demons. The guild.
The guild. Yeah, the guild.
The guild. GILD.
Yeah. The gold pun. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
We could strike at the heart of the guild by defeating the Sheen, but to do so, we need the combined power of Lom, the Resplendent, and a shadowy third figure, which I do not recognize, but I will vaguely describe the silhouette to the best of my ability.
No, it's you, Jazelle. It's totally you. I put money on it.
Oh.
Jazelle leans back in their chair. What did everyone else think of this vision?
I think it's legit. The drugs were legit.
I can say I had a similar, I had my own bit of a spiritual vision, so unless we're seeing weird things, but I was able to speak to what I thought was Joaquin. I had a little bit of a different information. It was more just personal, but I believe him.
I see.
Sheen seems like a pretty powerful being.
I mean, I don't know what to think of it myself, other than it being real.
I appreciate the insight, Raphael. But permit me to speak bluntly about this.
Oh, but of course.
What you are explaining to me is a fairy tale.
What?
I do not plan to send the 7 of you inside of that place so that you can be slaughtered by that creature, with or without the aid of the others. To stop that thing would take an army.
If we combined our forces, we would have such an army.
And I do plan to gather such a force with the Joaquinar that we have under our retinue here at the Bastion. But I do not intend to send the 7 of you. That would be suicide. You are my informants. You are my investors. I do not intend to send you as a blade to end a incredibly powerful creature. That is not my intent.
It may not be your intent, but I am an instrument of my god.
And through the work that you have done with me already, providing the information that is necessary to ensure that we root out the demons here, we have already gathered and brought in quite a few under our hold. You have done good work. I'm simply suggesting that you all marching in there yourselves is not something you would return from.
Please understand. Razim's soul is my grandfather, and he is trapped in the abyss. I have to be there. If I can defeat this creature, then I know I can free my grandfather's soul. It's personal.
Insight check on Jazelle to see if they honestly think that we would not be able to return.
Sure. And Raphael, give me a D10 because you just got a curio from Sif. Thank you, Sif.
Ooh, I like curios.
23 total.
A 1.
All
It's
right.
either really good or really bad. Or nothing.
Here, hang on just a second. I'm going to post this in chat and then we'll get to your check. Cassius. Kind of digging through your pockets. Raphael, you find a golden shard on a leather cord. When thrown at a target, the curio explodes into a flash of darkness for 1d6 necrotic damage and a constitution save for half.
Okay. It's very un-Raphael, but I'll take it.
Yeah. They're completely random. With your check, what was it, 23, Cassius? Yep. You get the sense that there is quite a bit of reservation coming from behind her, warning you all not to go. This seems to be important to them, not her.
Is there something we can do to at least set this thing up? So, I mean, if we don't go, can we make it happen somehow?
That is exactly what we plan to do here, yes. You see, once we have fulfilled all the necessary information gathering, I will then plan to send a retinue of our troops to deal with the issue of the Sheen. It is not necessary for you to charge in there. Your task is information gathering. I've said that from the start.
That's fine.
You are not
The
wild
rest-
knots.
The rest of the group is more than welcome to sit out, but I cannot, in good conscience, allow a member of my family to remain doomed. If that means splitting with the Bastion, I will do it on my own. Even if it means my death.
I mean, we're talking about doing it still, just not being present while it happens, just setting it up so it happens.
I sending Karma that we have to be there to capture the soul.
Possibly.
Possibly.
Because Long has a thing.
I don't trust Mom with that, though. No way. I say, this is an unproductive area of discussion. I've told you what I've told you.
And it is something I will keep into consideration. I'm simply trying to look out for your best interests. You do not want to take part in this. So then, let us move on to more productive talks. First, they say, and turning from the corner are a number of floating platters that sit down in front of you. Lifting up is pieces of large bags. 12,000 gold to each of you for a successful mission. You have been doing an excellent job thus far. I should hope that you should continue, as we are nearing the end of the information that we need.
That's great.
In the past, under Gilderkin rule, no information was to be shared regarding the guild or the Sheen via a contractual agreement known as the Sheen Concordance, lest the Sheen use her demonic forces outside of the sun to destroy Halcyon or bring some ruin upon it. This rule was even maintained amongst most of the Bullionaire Bastion members themselves, leaving only the highest ranking members of the faction with this true knowledge. You, myself, and a very small handful of others know about this. You see, from the outset of Halcyon, the Gilderkins were forced to stay under the thumb of the guild, despite being seen as the rulers of Halcyon to the public. The Sheen has not been seen by any surviving Bastion members, but reports from the Gilderkins themselves indicate that Halcyon's minted citizens are a result of its perverted power. The guild has some way of teleporting the citizens of Halcyon into the sun to be minted. But from the information you all gathered, thanks to Razim's sacrifice, he has greatly diminished her ability to have access to the citizens here, being trapped within the sun. If, for whatever reason, she was able to find some way of freeing herself from her sun cage, there is no telling what devastation her transformative powers would wrought on the city. Which brings me to my next subject regarding your past investigations. You see, they are fruitful indeed, no matter how inconsequential you may find them. On authority invested to the faction via the Gilderkins, we were able to investigate the Glamourpuss estate grounds. Despite not having any clearance from the owners, since we could not locate them. And although we were not able to hunt down any of the demons detailed by you within the estate grounds, the Gold Eye, under my watchful eye, found a number of sealed invitations kept hidden in one of the main bedrooms. I had them ensure to use arcane means so that they could read the information within without breaking the wax seals that seemed to have been stamped by the guild themselves. They each read as follows. Fellow guild associate, you are being summoned to attend an involuntary meeting in the upstairs back room within the Abine Gate. This discussion will regard your assignment to garner information from Razim and releasing our queen via the ritual of vile coupling.
I don't like the sound of that.
From the dated appearance here, this will be happening in 1 day's time. Good thing you came when you did. They also read, bring only your invitations and standard civilian disguises, nothing else. We are not to look suspicious. Leave your weapons and other belongings behind. Finally, it reads, password is necessary.
Oh, of course. Of course. What's the password? Do we know?
Necessary.
Of course it is!
Wait, what?
The password is necessary.
Oh. Damn. Yeah.
But let's hope that is the password. Although I doubt it.
Let's, I mean, we could try it.
I would suggest, as you have before, continuing the the repertoire you have with these other factions. I would look to have you speak to the Scorching Quill and the Resplendent to learn of this guild's password and the potential demon forms that may be present, just in case disguises are removed at this meeting. Your task is to infiltrate this demon meeting place undercover. It is a great possibility that this may reveal the guild's true intentions and how to possibly stop them. These invitations do not list any particular individual's names, so you should be able to simply disguise yourselves as other Halcyon races and, at the very least, potentially present your invitations to gain entry into this place. If you were to gain access, I'm uncertain how many demons will be involved in this meeting. So, if you think it is a necessity to hide some of your weapons upon entry, you would be wise to do so.
Makes sense.
I only received 6 invitations, but I trust you all have ways around missing one.
Oh yes, I'm sure Vip can fit in a backpack.
This meeting will be a linchpin to understanding the guild's next moves so we can learn how to counteract them. We may not be able to fully dismantle them, but we can sure as hell derail a few of their more imperative plans. For once, the Bastion can beat them at their own game. Once you have made sure to attend this meeting and gathered what information you can, especially as it seems to involve the Sheen herself and the sun that keeps her trapped, I would ask that once you've completed your assignment learning what you can, to arbitrate on the matter, and then I will contact you again.
This is quite a mission.
Completion of this job will net you 15,000 gold apiece.
Haha. Oh.
So, any questions from me?
It mentioned that this took place in a gate of some sort. Do we have any idea where this is?
The Abine Gate, as it is listed inside of these invitations, though this location I am not familiar with. I would see if you could speak to the other factions you have contacted yourselves with to see if they may have other information.
Mom.
Most likely. Alright, let's see. We need to ask about the Abine Gate. We need to ask about the password. We need to ask about the demons in attendance at this, what was it called? Ritual of coupling? Of vile coupling?
Something involving information on a ritual of vile coupling.
I really don't enjoy the sound of that.
Typically, I have some information hidden regarding affairs related to the Sheen Concordance, but this particular ritual I have no information on. It is something even I have not heard of before.
Then you have clearly hired the right group for the job. I would not be worth my snuff as an inquisitor if I couldn't root out this vile, literally vile ritual.
If it is in any way connected to the release of the Sheen, then all the more important to find a way to use your skills, Raphael, as well as the rest of you, to potentially find a means to stop it.
Excellent.
Again, you will carry this out by your own means. Just understand, demons, the guild, they know what they're doing, and they're exceedingly good at it.
Yeah.
Be prepared when you go.
We will very much be prepared, although we only have 24 hours to do so, yes? The ritual takes place tomorrow?
I know that from the information on the invitations, the meeting takes place within a day. Supposedly, the meeting will cover information on this ritual of vile coupling. So likely you may have more time than that, though I'm not sure.
How are we gonna disguise ourselves in a room full of demons?
Disguise yourselves as demons.
But they can't see through disguises.
Though it is likely the case, from all of the information that we have gathered over the years, that almost every one of the demons operating within the city is always typically donning a disguise themselves. This place may likely be full of what appears to be normal Halcyon citizens. It may likely be the case that you may just want to disguise yourselves as any other normal civilian.
Fair.
I want to be a tabaxi again. We try to still a little snooping around, getting some more information about demons last, like, few hours ago.
Dezel looks down and over at the clock and says, "Yes, I figured."
What's the clock? Oh, because we're late.
Did you find anything good?
A door in an alley. That seems really suspicious. That requires a password to get in. It's like a club, yeah, but we think it's a demonic club.
I staked it out, and I didn't hear any password or see any invitation or anything. I assume it's telepathic, the way they get in, speaking to whatever's on the other side.
You would all be very surprised if I were to tell you how many outcroppings of demon facilities are run throughout the city. This does not surprise me, though I will make note of it.
Yeah, it's right by the Hollering Whistle or whatever.
Horse and Scimitar.
Horse and Scimitar.
Or was that was the hotel? Never mind.
Oh.
The
on something whistle.
Yeah.
Applebee's.
Applebee's, yeah. Dezel takes notes very well. Something to keep an eye on. Well then. Anything else?
I believe that will be all.
We are coming to a head. Once we gather the information necessary to find out how this is linked to the Sheen, we will be moving on, and the roles that you are currently partaking in will be shifted more to myself and those under my care. You have been climbing your way to the top. This may be one of your last assignments.
Oh.
Do you happen to know where Dandy is?
Dandy is off-world, last I heard.
Okay. Thank you.
I am unsure if he followed along with the Gilderkins themselves. It is likely the case, as he typically does a lot of smaller business appropriations that the Gilderkins handle. Although it has been some time since he has left.
Interesting.
A slight cause of concern, but nothing you should concern yourselves with.
Noted. Well, thanks for all the information. I'm sure we'll prepare ourselves as much as we can.
We have a lot of work to do between now and tomorrow.
Yeah.
This is an important step, and yet at the same time, I think it important to mention to you all the large sum that I am making sure to pay to each of you. One of you and your investments will find yourselves at the top of the rankings, leading Bullionaire Bastion.
Maybe.
Those who did not win the investment game will have those funds absorbed back into the Bastion.
Oh.
However, all of the money that you carry with you now on your person stays with you. You will still be wealthy beyond means. Please take some time to consider what that large amount of coin could do for you in your lives
Airship.
outside of this.
Airship.
Belgium.
Just something to think about.
Very well. Thank you, Dazel.
Of course. Carry this out. Be extremely careful. You may be walking into the lion's den, quite literally.
Yes, I'm sure we are.
Gather what information you can. Keep all of your wits about you. And if you return, this may be exactly the information we need put an end to all of this, or at the very least, create a massive blow that sets the guild back some ways. Until then, after your arbitration, I'm looking forward to speaking to you all again.
Thank you.
Sayonara.
Take care of yourselves out there, they say. And with that, you all head out.
When we head outside, super quick, best of my memory, the woman that left the demon vault, or the demon den, or whatever the hell it was, club, I'm going to use a disguise person to disguise myself as them and look to Raphael. Do I look familiar to you at all?
Does he?
No, he looks like some random woman. Probably some wealthy woman.
You don't.
Young,
Not to my
attractive
knowledge.
looking.
Anybody else? No?
No, doesn't look familiar to anybody.
It's just worth a shot.
So, with that handled, as you all walk out, I think that's a good place to wrap up for the night.
Airship! Airship! Airship!
I know we're past time. Thank you all for hanging out with us. I really appreciate it. A big thank you again to Warwick Gaming, Critical Veil, The Screaming Goat Tavern, Order Entertain 2020, Talking XP, Funkist, Zora 1510, Amneal, and R-1426. I really appreciate all of the support, all of the follows, all of the bits, subscriptions, and the fun of the Twitch channel points being bought. Cassius, how much did you get from that sort of like mid-session Bullionaire package?
30.
All right, so I'm going to add... I'm just going to bring us over, now that we're still here on stream, over to that screen, and you can add that 30 where you'd like to, and I'll keep it on here for anybody. So I really appreciate it, everybody. I don't have another crochet critter giveaway this next week, but as always, make sure and go follow the Twitter. We will be posting all kinds of cool updates and stuff on there, and any future giveaways is always usually handled through there. So make sure to go follow the Twitter so you can keep up to date on the latest news and stuff like that. I've got a Patreon with all kinds of cool rewards. We got a whole new batch of merch coming this upcoming month as the seasons change, because I do seasonal merch on there. So make sure to go check it out. If you want more information on this world, the people's, places, and cultures, make sure to join that Patreon at any tier you are at. You get the digital version of our campaign guide with all kinds of cool rules. You can even make the Eidolon class a character or a race for yourselves in your own homebrew campaigns. So make sure and check all that stuff out. We're currently working on making an actual list, our own custom list for the Weird Surge table. So I've been taking it from a bunch of different sources in the past, but now I'm working with the Patreon members to create one exclusively going forward for any of our campaigns, and we'll always kind of go back to that as a source. So that's a lot of fun. Make sure and go check that out. Let's see here. If you missed any of this episode, make sure and check out the VODs down below on Twitch, or if you want, go over to the YouTube, and it's just type in like either Devils in the Details, or likely a better case is to type in God Mode, but there's the handle there. Go join that. Make sure and follow it. And if you enjoyed the content here on the channel, I'd love to have you give it a follow. We're growing in numbers. I want to boost us up, get more eyes on the channel. I think the players here do an extremely great job in role-playing and having a lot of fun. And I'm excited to see where this campaign goes. And I hope you are too. So thank you all so much. We're headed out for the evening. Before I go, do we want to check and see if either Mousy or not Mousy, I'm sorry, Mozzarella, slip of the tongue there, Mozzarella or Carney's Sideshow is live. Let me see if Carney's Sideshow is live.
They're both up, yeah.
Okay. Let me see here. Let's go give them a raid. I'm going to go do Carney's Sideshow because they've been really nice these past couple of nights. So thank you all so much. I really appreciate it. I'm going to punch them in here. Be safe. Drink a lot of water. Hydrate. Stretch your legs. Don't get COVID. We'll be back next week. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
a Dungeon Master's Guide. Who is the Dungeon Master?
Well, the Dungeon Master is a person who plays God in the game. And he controls all the situations. In fact, the books tell him that he is the god of the game, and he controls the situations in the game, controls the way the players are moving through the dungeons, and then if he doesn't like someone, he can play pretty much against them.
Do you think parents are aware that when the children play the game, that demon spirits are involved?
I do not think that many parents are aware of what's inside the game. In fact, in my presentation, I show many pictures from the inside of the books just to show the images of this game. I mean, the gruesomeness of this game and the occult link to it.
Well, I know that when I did my message, and this has happened, I have letter after letter where people took the pieces. Now, there's 6s involved in the pieces of the game, but they take the pieces of the game, they would throw them in the incinerator or the fireplace, and screams would come out because there seemed to be some kind of spiritual forces inhabiting those pieces, and children would drop out of life. They didn't want to study anymore. What are the pieces, for instance?
Well, this game affects the most intelligent of our children. And the pieces include white witches, wizards, necromancers, the clerics, that type of thing. It includes evil wizards. It's a white versus black witchcraft. The good versus evil is white versus black witchcraft. And Anton LaVey, the writer of the Satanist Bible, says there is no such thing as white witchcraft.
Well, being a Satan worshiper, he should know.
Yeah, he should know.